All right, everybody, here we are. We are live, Lights Out Sports, on our Thursday night football watch-along party. I was laughing because as we were getting ready to come on the air, he's like, "You're much higher than me," and here he is over here adjusting his camera because we can't have that, for God's sake. Nothing crazy like that can happen. So we will be joined later on by the two hosts of the Sons of Star podcast. If you've ever been on that podcast, I suggest that you do so, especially if you are a Dallas Cowboy fan. We'll be joined by Cowboy Reggie and also by Dallas. So that will happen at halftime and into the third quarter. But at least for the first two quarters, you got these two crazy guys. Now, as you know, when we did our show on Tuesday, we had some technical malfunctions at the end, so we didn't get to all of our football stuff. We will get to all of our football stuff here during this broadcast and probably a little more. We'll have some questions specifically for Reggie and for Dallas when they get on at halftime and into the third quarter. And we will be doing a whole lot of other stuff during commercial breaks and everything else with you. And we'll keep you updated, of course, on the schedule as both of us have it on our TVs and everything else. So, all right, man, it's been a couple of weeks. It's been a couple of days since I've seen you, right? We've done 6 podcasts in 8 days or something like that, something crazy. How you been, buddy?
We've done 17 podcasts the last 3 days.
It seems like that sometimes.
Yes. I have been good. We got an awesome matchup tonight. And there's a somewhat surprise active player. So looking forward to that. Makes the game even more interesting.
Yeah, we'll get with that. In fact, let's go ahead and do the rosters right at the moment. You want to do Dallas first or you want to do Detroit first? Which one you want to do? I got both of them.
Read the entire roster?
No. Read the ones that are going to be questionable or out or something like that for tonight's game.
I don't. Okay, so I do not have that. Do you have that?
All right, that's fine. I got all that.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll tell you what. Let's do Dallas's first because we want to get to somebody specifically on Detroit. So let's do Dallas's first. So for tonight, the Cowboys have ruled out offensive tackle Tyler Guyton with a high ankle sprain. They've ruled out cornerback Trayvon Diggs with a knee. But wide receiver George Pickens is going to play. He's going to be good to go. So, all these players a whole lot more than I do. What about which one's going to be worse for them tonight? The cornerback, Diggs being out, or offensive tackle, I believe it's Guyton is how it's pronounced. Which one's probably going to mean more to Dallas tonight being out?
Well, Guyton sucks, so that won't hurt.
He's not going to matter a whole lot.
Probably Jadeveon Clowney's probably might hurt them the most because they don't have much of a pass rush. So Jadeveon Clowney being inactive might be the biggest.
Gotcha.
I don't know if it's a healthy scratch or not, but maybe it's healthy. But
he wasn't on the one that I got earlier today, but maybe it's
it might be a healthy scratch, but Diggs is much more important for them to me than Guyton. Like I said, Guyton's one of the worst left tackles in the NFL.
Absolutely. I also want to give credit to Ricky Logan. He's the one that put this together here for us with the star and the lion there on the side with the Thursday Night Football logo and the Battle Bites there in the bottom left-hand corner this time. So appreciate him doing all of that for us. If you're a podcaster and you're watching this right now and you're like, wow, this stuff's pretty nice. I like how they're doing all these things and how they're putting everything together. We are the All Gloves Off Sports Media, and we are looking to add more podcasters to our growing roster of said podcasts. So drop us a direct message over on our X account, which is at All Gloves Off SM, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. We got 2 sponsors. We'll talk about both, and we're really close to getting a third that Cheese is going to like. So I'll save that one for a little bit, maybe tell him off air, but you were going to say something, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, just Jadeveon Clowney has a hamstring injury is why he's in it.
Okay. Yeah. So the injury report, as I have it here, that was released earlier today by the Lions. So I got to get this a little closer to my face here. If you see it coming into the corner, right? I'm getting old and I got glasses and all that good stuff. So one of these days, all you all will be getting old too. So Kirby Joseph is out with a knee. Khalifi Raymond is out with an ankle. Brock Wright is out with a neck injury. Shane Zylstra, that's what we're going to go with. It sounds like some kind of awful sugar substitute, is going to be out with a knee. Oh, boy. We're just getting started, too. Questionable for tonight is Owuziak Awuzika?
Awuzie.
Is that how it says?
Awuzie, yeah. He
All
is.
right, good.
Wait, do you know if you said he's questionable? Is he active?
He's questionable for tonight. Yeah, that's what they have
Well,
here on their report.
Well, here, look. I can look up Cowboys inactives. I don't.
Well, that's the Detroit guy.
Oh,
that's a Detroit Lions guy.
Oh, I have no idea then who that is.
All right. Brian Branch is questionable. Taylor Decker is questionable. Graham Glasgow is questionable.
Yeah.
That guy. Pernell Sue is.
And game has
started. Not spelled like that. I got that name. And then Simon.
Turn out past the 35 for the Lions, and we are going.
Simon Valky. And last but not least, they had him as questionable, but we both know he is going to start. We were watching it earlier. Armand St. Brown is going to start for them for tonight. So some interesting developments already, and we've barely started here. So we got Jared Goff and Detroit Lions out first.
You know, it's funny. They're wearing their whites at home, I guess, to force Dallas to wear their darks, because Dallas likes to wear their white jerseys. So it's interesting that they're wearing white at home.
It is interesting. So why would you want to force Dallas to wear the dark? I don't understand.
Because they never wear the dark. They hardly ever do. They at home, the only way they wear the dark is the other team wears white. By the way, let's see how matched up we are. What does the clock say?
So I'm just getting Armand St. Brown. They're showing his stats at the bottom.
Okay.
He's on the sideline.
Well, he caught the first pass, so he looks healthy to me. You know,
he does, but he's already on the sideline. So one pass caught and on the sideline. So
yeah, it means it's a running play.
I wonder if it's going to be a running play. This will be interesting to see. Here we go. The snap to Goff and
play action.
Not.
And that was a disaster.
Yeah, it was.
Didn't fool anyone in that play. Yeah, Amon-Ra left early against the Packers on Thanksgiving, and their offense just wasn't the same without him. And already Sam Laporta is out for a while, maybe the rest of the year. So they're really good tight end. But whoever 67 is, the offensive lineman, just completely let that guy go. He just completely let him go.
Yeah, 97 comes in, pushes Goff right down. It's 3rd and 3 with 14 minutes and 13 seconds left in the first quarter.
Tristan Colin, the center, he's playing because Graham Glasgow is out. That's who blew that. Well, I guess he's playing left guard. Yeah. Yeah, he's playing left guard.
All right, there's a pitch out, and he will pick up the first down and more.
He's still going. Cowboys just don't have a very good defense. It's not a great tackling team either. It's better than the Arizona Cardinals, but it's not great.
So that was Gibbs. Pass to him out of the backfield. Just kind of a swing pass. Now, because that's behind the line of scrimmage, is that technically a run or a pass? How does the NFL count that as far as stats go, Cheese?
As long as the pass goes forward. No, but you don't get any yards until you hit the line of scrimmage. But let's see if I'm just curious if that's a run or pass.
Yeah, so Dallas, of course, 6-5-1. Detroit 7-5. There's a pass over the middle once again to Gibbs.
Yeah, what a move. Nice, they cannot tackle him. They cannot tackle him. He's so good. He is so good.
He's down to about the 12-yard line, it looks like.
He has been amazing this year, except against Green Bay. He couldn't do anything in either game. But every other game this year, he has been amazing. I can't remember who he played. Maybe you can remember. A few games ago, he ran for over 200 yards in the game on like 19 carries. I'm going to have to look that up. But he has been tremendous for Detroit.
Now this game is a really big game for both of these teams because both of these teams really need this win. Yes. As we're going along with it, we're getting close to 50 people with us live already, Guy. Who do you think needs this win more? Or, I mean, is there a team that needs it more? We got a pass to Dwelly. Looks about a 4-yard or so gain.
So against the Giants, 15 carries for 219, 14.6 yards a carry.
Wow.
But against Green Bay, in 2 games, he has a total of 87 yards in 2 games for Green Bay. They just shut him down. So interesting. Against Tampa Bay, he averaged 8 yards a carry, 7.8 against the Bears. Well, that makes sense. But Jahmyr Gibbs is tremendous.
So the Lions have scored 45 points on their opening drive so far this season. That's second most in the NFL, by the way. So it'll now be 3rd down. That was a nullified play, a run that got stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. So
like Donovan Ezaraku. the rookie from Boston College, edge rusher Donovan Zaraku with a great play. He's really come on. He started kind of slow, but he's really come on for them.
That's a nice play. He grabbed him with one hand, if you look at it close enough there.
Yeah.
Nice job. Shed 2 tackles and still got to play. Very good. Now, I know we didn't do our football stuff on Tuesday. I know you've got some notes down there as they sack Goff back at the 21-yard line.
We can do that at halftime if you want. We can knock it out at halftime. We do that. Great play. 4th down, and they're coming up for a field goal. Of course, I started golf and fantasy, and they're kicking field goals. That's great.
It's early yet, sir. It's early.
I also have the Cowboy tight end. For everyone watching who want to know how I'm doing in fantasy football, it is the playoffs. Our league started the playoffs this week, so this is
right.
I lose.
It's a pretty big game for everybody like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the problems the Lions have had this year is the interior offensive line is just not as good as years past. Big time problems with Micah Parsons, both the Packer games, and you can see there the offensive line interior struggled. They struggled in that play action play early in the drive where he had to throw it in the ground when the left guard got beaten. So
and the field goal was good. So it is 3-0 Detroit. 10 minutes 46 seconds left in the first quarter. They go to their first commercial break. Do you want to do one of the football notes? My only thing with saving everything football wise until halftime is our guests will be here with us at halftime. So
they were.
I want to focus on them.
I didn't know they'd be here yet. Okay.
That's
okay.
Fine.
So let's talk Bengals.
Okay.
They have almost no chance at a wild card. So they have to win the division to make the playoffs. That's their only way. It's like less than 1% they make a wild card.
Yes, that's correct.
And they probably have to win out because the Steelers and Ravens play each other twice.
Mm-hmm.
So they likely have to go 9-8 and hope for some help. Let's look at the schedules.
Okay, let's do that.
Ravens, Steelers at home, at Bengals, Patriots at home, at Packers, at Steelers. Wow.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Not a great schedule. That's a pretty tough gauntlet of teams there for them.
They could lose all of those.
Yes.
Steelers at Ravens, Dolphins at home, which now was much tougher than it was earlier in the year.
Yeah, that's true. They're trying to come on.
Yeah. At Lions, at Browns, Ravens at home. Once again, not easy. And then the Bengals at Bills. Then you got Ravens at home, at Dolphins, Cardinals at home, Browns at home. Maybe I'm crazy, Mike. And feel free to agree with me when I say that. But I see better than a 6% chance to make the playoffs. They were 1% the week before, but they were the only team to win the division.
Mm-hmm.
They won at Baltimore. Really impressive performance, especially defensively. I think there's a way that they could win this division. Just looking at their schedule, I think it's the easier one, don't you?
Well, I will certainly agree with you that the Bengals have the easier schedule of the 3 teams. Now, they have a really tough game in Buffalo this week.
Mm-hmm.
And as we talked about, 2 or 3 weeks ago when it happened, I would have felt much more comfortable had they have won the second game against Pittsburgh. Because I think Pittsburgh has a little bit of an easier schedule than what Baltimore does. So
or just beating the Jets or the
more than
Bears.
anything.
Or just not blowing it against the Jets or Bears. Just one more win in there, they're in great shape.
Yeah. Just one more win, and they would have been in good shape. But, they didn't get that, so they're not. Am I going to say it's a better shot?
Than 6%. You think you have a better chance than 6%?
I guess there's a better shot than 6%, but I still don't like their odds, and I still wish they would have just tanked and got the better pick. It's going to be interesting because I'm going to ask Sons of Stars guys here in a little bit pretty much the same question because their Cowboys are kind of in the same boat. There are 2 teams right now on the outside looking in. The first 2 teams on the outside looking in for their division, the first one is Detroit and the second one is Dallas. So if everything ended today, neither of these 2 teams that are playing right now would make the playoffs. But Detroit
is why the losers in
out.
trouble.
Right.
Which is why the losers game's in big trouble.
Correct.
And the Cowboys at least are in second place. The Lions are in third place right now. So,
yeah, one of the things that we'll ask them as well was, do they think you can catch the Eagles? And we'll do the same thing you were just doing. I have the Eagles record and I have the Cowboys the Cowboys schedule and all of that for the rest of the time. So here's Dallas's first play from scrimmage. It's a run. Looks like about a 4-yard gain or so.
Javonte Williams with the carry. Well, real quick, one more question about the Bengals. I mean, so say they beat the Bills. It's going to be tough because they don't have Trey Hendrickson. But Do you think if they do beat the Bills, do you think they will win out? Because the schedule gets easier after that.
I would say yes, because like you said, the schedule is much easier. The game I'm worried about is this Sunday, but the game that I think can make or break their season is also the game this Sunday.
George
Nice
Pickens,
catch or nice throw and catch by Pickens there.
boy, he's really come on.
Ooh,
He's
you got
been
a Detroit line
tremendous.
that's down.
He has been when CeeDee Lamb missed those couple games, he just stepped it up. Once October hit, Pickens has been tremendous. That's Harper, and that's the backup safety filling in for Kirby Joseph.
He's trying to get up. He just can't do it.
Yeah, so Harper, I almost said Hopper. I got Stranger Things in my head. So Harper, Thomas Harper is filling in for Kirby Joseph, who's out, who's one of the best free safeties in the NFL. So this would be devastating because they're already down one safety. Now you're looking at like special teamers coming out there playing safety.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're looking at the replay like I am, but I would say head or neck by the way he collides with Pickens as he's taking him out to go to the ground. So
he might have a concussion. That's what it looks like, but I'm sure they'll test him.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate too much on what the player may or may not have, but just looking at it, as you like to say all the time, from the naked eye, right? That's when we do our top 10 lists and stuff. I'm the stat guy. You're the naked eye test guy. So just looking at it like it happens on the field right there. Now he's up. He hasn't taken a step yet, but good signs. He's up. They're talking to him, so hopefully he'll be okay. Just having to miss a few plays or something, they can come back in. What else you got on the Bengals for us, Chiefs?
Let's see. Yeah, that was basically it. It's just that
there he goes. He's walking off on the field.
If they can beat Buffalo,
power.
Buffalo has looked vulnerable. If they can beat Buffalo, and one of the Steelers Ravens will lose because they're playing each other. Actually, if they tie, that's even better for the Bengals.
It is. It is.
I wonder what the 6% might turn into like 23 or 24. I wouldn't be surprised. Depending on who wins. It might actually be better if the Ravens win because their schedule is so tough. It's just it's the Bengals do this though. They get off to bad starts and they play great at the end, but it's just not quite enough.
Right? They've done it to me. I don't know how many times. Here we go. A play action from.
That's not going to work.
Oh no, that is not. That's a nice tackle there. Who was that?
Yeah, it's Derek Barnes, linebacker. He got a big extension last year. I was surprised. They paid him a little more than I thought he would, but that was a heck of a play. If he's not there, this could be a huge play. There was no one else over there.
Yeah, so a swing pass out to Williams is what ends up happening here. And then, like you say, Barnes is right there to get him, and he's it. If Barnes doesn't get him, he's got 12 or 15 yards of grass in front of him. So,
yep. It's one of those plays.
By Barnes.
It's one of those plays you expect the running back to beat the first guy, but, really wasn't a very good pass by Dak.
No. So 2nd and 15 here. Dak over the middle throw. Complete to your tight end, I believe, right? Isn't that Ferguson?
That's my guy.
There you go.
I just won fantasy on that one play.
Just won fantasy.
I just won.
So got you first down.
I'm against some people. Okay, he has Jameson Williams, receiver, Detroit. He has a running back, Javonte Williams, for Dallas.
Big pass all over the middle going. No, incomplete.
And he is the kicker for the Cowboys. So we got 5 players, me and my opponent.
That are playing right now?
Yeah, in this game. There's a lot of good offense in this game. So you're going to get a lot of fantasy.
Yeah, there's a lot of good offense in this game.
If it was Raiders versus Saints, hardly anyone would be using fantasy players.
Well, if it was Raiders versus Saints, we probably wouldn't be doing this right now either.
I don't think Mike Ballantyne would be watching this game. If it was Raiders
probably not. If it was Raiders and Saints. No, that's 100% accurate, sir.
I would still be watching, but...
Yeah, it's kind of like baseball. I would still be watching no matter what the teams were, and it's football for you. You will still be watching no matter who the teams are there. So 3rd down, that play got absolutely nothing. So it is 3rd down.
Yeah, we're going to talk next commercial break. We're going to talk about Monday Night Football games, and I got a really good question to ask you about how they should do those games going forward because we got a horrible matchup on Monday, New England versus the New York Giants.
Yeah,
it was just never a game. It was a joke.
All right. I will look forward to that question. Here again, 3rd down and 9 from the Detroit 41. Dak zings that ball. I thought it was intercepted there for a second, but no.
Yep, Dak just looked like he threw it a little too late. It was there. And despite the blitz, he didn't have any pressure. He had a good, clean pocket.
Mm-hmm. Incomplete pass. So I'm going to assume that Dallas will. Now, okay, so this brings me to a pretty good spot. Where, and that replay really shows what you just said,
It
that
could have been picked.
he was a little late.
Yeah.
If he'd have thrown that ball a second or a second and a half sooner, it'd have been no. They're kicking the field goal.
Let's hope he misses because I'm against him. Of course, he'll make it then, and he did make it.
Yeah, and he does make it. So it's tied at
57 yards. Oh man, yeah. Oh, that sucks.
Wow.
I think that's 5 points. 50-yard kick. He's one of the best kickers in the NFL. Brandon Aubrey.
Absolutely. He really is.
He's tremendous. Yeah.
3-3. 8 minutes and 7 seconds left in the quarter. You said you were going to ask me about Monday Night Football. We're going to break. Go ahead and ask, buddy. What you got?
So, like I said, the Patriots hosted the Giants. It was a 2-loss team versus a 2-win team, which it's not great for prime time, especially late in the year. The Patriots got up 17-0 like right away. What's up? And it was never a game. We have another potential game like that. Week 17, or the last Monday Night Football game of the year, is Rams-Falcons. So the NFL, if you did not know this, anyone watching, they allow Sunday night games to flex to different games late in the year. Okay. CBS and Fox can hold one game back. They pick their best matchup. And then NBC can pick a different game if the game is, two bad teams. Like I think we might have a Bengals-Dolphins game coming up. I don't know if it's Sunday or Monday night, one or the other. But anyway, so my question for you, should the NFL be allowed to do the same thing for Monday night late in the season so we don't get horrible games like we had this past Monday? What do you think?
Well, I like the idea. I'm going to ask you a little because Ramen here is saying she can't see both of us, that our heads are cut off. Now, that probably would look good if my head was cut off, but I see us just fine. How do you see us on the monitor?
So I just pulled up my YouTube. Yes. You can't see me at all. Maybe the very top of my hair. It's the way the window is just bad.
Oh, it's that small window, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what's going on here. StreamYard, which is a service that we use, has decided that it's the smartest thing to do to use a cell phone picture and also a YouTube picture. So it actually puts it two different ways on YouTube. It puts it on there in a smaller picture for you to use on your phone because they know a lot of people actually view it on their phone. And then there's another way for you to click on it and see it as a bigger picture.
Click it different.
Yes. So if you're on YouTube and you're watching us right now and you can't quite see us, just simply click on the other feed. There should be two feeds on our YouTube channel. One has a full picture and one only has a partial picture on it. The partial picture is for those of you who are, driving around, watching it on your cell phone or something like that. And the other picture is if you're watching it on actual YouTube. I've had other people say the same thing to me. So
I can't figure out how to fix it. I don't see another mode.
Hang on, all right. So I'll talk to you as I'm doing this. You're going to see the arm come across, and I got to do a couple other things here real fast. But so I like the concept. I like your idea, but how would they be able to do that? Because the Monday night game is obviously, the day after. How would they know what? Okay, so Ramen says she found it. So she's messaging here on the side. So for those of you who are looking, like I say, if you guys are looking on YouTube, there's two different ways to view it. One is obvious. It looks like we look like little ants in the center of the screen, right? That one's not the one you want to watch on your computer. You want to watch the larger one on the computer and then the smaller one if you're looking at it on your phone. A lot of times, once you do it the first time, your phone or your computer will automatically pick the right one from then on out. So that's what StreamYard told me when I went through and looked at it. So I'm crossing my fingers for it. I never have to watch it, but just live and right here with us. So
I don't know how to fix it, but anyway, second
message Ramen and she can tell you.
Okay.
There's a bunch of crazy minor league trades going on today, too, in Major League Baseball. I don't know why exactly. I guess maybe it's right before the winter meetings and they're doing some things, but nothing big. Just a bunch of minor league things going on. I tell you, I don't know how many tweets I have read in the last 4 or 5 days that start off with the same sentence. Penn State has switched its coaching search from this to this, right? So I guess now they're going after, it looks like, Iowa State's Matt Campbell now, just to give you that. That's popping up here.
Matt Campbell, I wouldn't take that job. Matt Campbell. Iowa State, he can win 8 or 9 games and keep this job every year.
Right.
I would not leave Iowa State. I think he's in a good spot there. I don't think anyone wants that job. No one wants a Penn State job.
No, it doesn't seem like it anyway.
They can settle for Butch Jones. That's what they can do.
Yep. And their other – I was almost intercepted.
Receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown, looks like he fell down. And Deron Bland almost with the pick. And Detroit will have to
because of his ankle or anything like that. We'll have to watch the replay here and see. Amon St. Brown went right onto the sideline.
I should have started Jordan Love.
So who did you have as far as your fantasy quarterbacks go? Who did you choose and who did you have?
So I have 3. I have Burrow, Jordan Love, and Jared Goff. And every time I choose between the 3 of them, I start the wrong guy. Every time. Like I started Burrow last week. He was the worst of the 3, and Jordan Love went off on the Lions. He had the worst stats of the 3. And here I was like, okay, Goff's playing the Cowboys, but there is a flag down. You can't fair catch and then run the ball.
Right. What is he doing?
You can't fair catch and then run. That's illegal, and that's why there's a flag.
So we got the ball was just punted to Dallas. 7 minutes, 7 seconds left in the game. Or excuse me, left in the game. Left in the first quarter. That gone.
Kevontae Turpin is.
Let's see what he did. Oh yeah, he clearly motioned for a fair catch and then moved.
Can't do that. There might have been another flag. I'm not sure if the flag came out before he did that.
Referees are huddling now. Now they're walking away from all of the players, so the players don't influence what they're trying to figure out. Of course, Sean Hockley, the referee that has 8 seasons in the NFL, is the lead referee for tonight. We're waiting for he gave the signal, but you're going to have to help me here. What is that signal? Since we don't have sound? Oh, right there.
There's a hold. To be honest, I was doing a little research and I missed the signal.
Sorry. So the signal was in his chest doing this. That was the signal. I don't know what that means.
Oh, this illegal shift, illegal. I don't know. There was a hold though. Oh, maybe the penalty's offset. Maybe it was. But
maybe that's probably what it was.
There was a hold on Dallas.
So they backed Dallas up to inside the 5-yard line. Looks like the 3.
Oh, they declined. It's declined. They declined one of the penalties. It was 2 penalties on Dallas, I guess. Well, the good news is if you're doing the watch along, you don't have to listen to Kirk Herbstreit say dumb stuff, his terrible takes. So that's the good news.
That's why we did this. We figured we'd get a pretty good response. Already got 65 people on with us live, and that's before the Sons of Star guys come on. I'm sure they're going to bring their big audience with them. They have a fantastic podcast. It's called Sons of Star Podcast. Now, we started to talk earlier about the whole Monday night games, right? I like the concept. I agree with you. When it's a standalone game like that, you need to have a good standalone game. But how would you know because it's the next night? I mean, would you have options? Is that what you'd have to do? I mean, would it be like, all right, ESPN, ABC, you've got option 1, option 2, option 3. Is that how that's pretty much how they would have to do it, right? You couldn't just pick one out of a hat. I know you're researching over there and I'm asking you a question.
Getting texts. No, I just don't like it late in the year when we have matchups that are so one-sided. You have a 2-win team. You have one of the worst teams in the NFL versus one of the best. And it was never a game. It was a joke. I mean, we were doing the college football special. So so by the time we finished, and we finished right after the game started, we might have a safety on a blitz. It's very close. Jack Campbell, second-year player out of Iowa.
Yeah, they're signaling safety.
Third-year player. Jack Campbell with the blitz. He's having an outstanding year. Linebacker for Detroit. I remember him. You remember him at Iowa?
No, I don't really remember him, to be honest with you.
He was a first-round pick. He's one of those guys that everyone had as a second-round pick. He took him the first round. It was a shock, but he's really played well this year. I think that is a safety. I think the ball is on the line.
Yep, looks like it.
It's close.
It is very. This will give us a good.
And you know what? If Jack Campbell doesn't get him, Aiden Hutchinson was about to hit him.
He's
next.
right there. Yep.
Yeah. Terrence Steele 1-on-1 versus Aiden Hutchinson. I would not do that, Dallas. I would not do that. I think you have to double him or at least chip him all game.
I was going to say there's a lot of linemen that I wouldn't put 1-on-1 against Adrian Hutchinson. So it's not just one guy.
Well, I mean, I think you messed his name up on purpose. It's Aiden, but you don't like Michigan players, so that's why you.
That's true. I really don't.
Mike, if
I could read his name on his bag. I'll just stick with last names for the rest of the show. Okay.
You have trouble with first names sometimes, but I'm here to correct.
I do actually. Yeah. I really do. And why can't these parents name their kids regular names? By the way, what the heck?
Like
why shouldn't it be Adrian instead of what is it? Aiden or something?
Aiden. It's an Irish name. Yeah, Aiden.
Okay, I'll trust you that it's an Irish name, but all right.
I know, like Cheese. Name your kid Cheese. That's easy to remember.
Right, it's easy to remember. We're going to have Cowboy Reggie in a little bit, and his son Dallas.
There you go.
He likes the Dallas Cowboys. Very easy to remember. I like it.
Or Ramen.
Ramen. Yes, another easy name to remember.
There you go.
Absolutely. All right, so we've got it 5-3. Call on the field is a safety. They're reviewing it.
Here comes the verdict. I think it's a safety. Wow.
They reversed it.
I think that's a bad call. I think he was on the goal line when the ball was at the goal line.
Now, okay, so let's explain it to our viewers, right? It doesn't matter where his feet are. It doesn't matter about any of those kinds of things. It's where the ball is, correct?
Right, and this actually could end up helping Detroit. I know they don't have the 2 points, but they're going to get unbelievable field position if you're punting out your end zone. They wouldn't have gotten near as good field position, so it might end up helping. It's impossible to know, but I thought that's a safety. I think it's a bad call. I think the call on the field should have been kept, especially because that's the call on the field. Usually they keep it if it's close, right?
Right. They have to have I can't remember what they call the
indisputable evidence.
There you go. In order to overturn the call, yes.
I didn't think there was indisputable evidence. Please let us know in the comments whether you think that should have been a safety or not. I absolutely do. I think Detroit got screwed. Detroit's one of those teams where some games this year they have gotten absolutely screwed by the refs. They did against the Chiefs, absolutely screwed in that game. And that call, that's a bad call.
All right, so Goff back out on the field. The ball was returned to roughly the Dallas 43-yard line.
All right, so let's talk about this Monday Night Football again.
Yeah, let's go.
So I want to avoid bad games. It's pretty impossible to do on Thursday to reschedule that. But even Monday, you could say, okay, the last 6 weeks we're in Monday Night Football. You could be flexed to that. It only happened once. But the last 6 weeks, we'll give you 3 weeks ahead of time notice, but we're going to pick a game for Monday Night Football. We're going to pick something that's better than what we scheduled if two teams end up being terrible. Like the Falcons are expected to be better than they are. They play the Rams in week 17. That's not going to be a good game. It's not. And the one issue you might have is people before the season make travel plans. They make flights. They have hotels.
Yeah, they do.
But
I don't have that kind of money, so I don't have to worry about that. But yes.
Okay. We're going to start a GoFundMe for Mike.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah. But here's the thing. They flex games that could be a 1:00 start to Sunday Night Football. That's the same day, but at the same time, that could mess with flights. So they do it anyway. And the Packers got flexed to a Saturday night game on December 20th against the Bears. So if they can flex those games, I think they should do that. And like I said, you got to give them 3 or 4 weeks advance.
Okay.
I think we should start flexing these Monday games because that was awful Monday night. And like I said, we did the college football special.
Correct. If you haven't got a chance to watch it, go to our YouTube and you can see it.
Yeah, and 6 or 7 minutes into the game, we finished. It was 10-0, and then it was 17-0 right after that. Like 17. I literally went to get some food after we stopped, and it's 17-0.
I did a couple things here. When we do all this, you got to kind of close it out, and you got to send it to certain spots and all this kind of thing so that it gets posted up the right way. I did that. That usually takes me between 10 and 15 minutes. I was like, you know what? I'm going to start watching this game. I like the Patriots. I like their story this year. Let's turn it on. And by the time I turned it on, it was 17-0 already. And I was just like, really? I mean, and yeah. I had it on for about 20 minutes and said, nope, I'm going to bed.
I actually watched the whole thing.
Of course you did.
It's my job as a content creater to.
I completely understand it, but it had to be terrible. Did you fall asleep during it, or?
Maybe came a little close.
Okay.
Okay. So it looks like the ball was a little, maybe past the line. That was so close.
I don't know. That's so close. But I agree with you. I mean, what? They're on the 42-yard line right now. They've got to get 20 yards, and they're within field goal range, which is more, obviously, than the 2-point safety. So this could work out for them, even if they just simply do a field goal. Pass over the right down the seam is what we like to call it there. It's a Gibbs again. It'll be second down and looks like 3. We're going to wind down. It's going to be right at 5 minutes left in the first quarter. This is Detroit's third possession, I believe.
Yep.
I think this game will be a really good game as far as that goes. There's another pass to the outside, and they pick up the first down.
Ooh. Gotta be careful. That was close.
Yeah, a little extracurricular there as he was going to the sideline. They didn't call anything, so no harm, no foul kind of deal. So what's the next commercial break going to bring us, sir?
We're going to talk about the Patriots and Bears. They're the current number 1 seeds. We're going to talk about if we think they'll end up as the number 1 seeds, and we'll maybe we talk about a poll question. Did we have a poll question about this?
We do have a poll question about it. I'll try to work on them. Who was that big guy?
So that was to Dan Skipper. He's the 6th offensive lineman. He was eligible, although there's a flag, so maybe he wasn't. So they were doing a trick play. It did not work out. It was a really, really poor time to call a trick play. It did not work out. I think we also have a poll question later on about the Chiefs-Cowboys game.
Yes, we do. We'll do that either at the end of the game or at least when Sons of Star guys get on with us. We'll do it then.
Right to Dan Skipper, the 6th offensive lineman, and he just dropped it. I mean, that play wasn't going to go anywhere anyway. It's an offensive lineman. He can't run. You do that on the goal line, right? That's a goal line play. That's not in the middle.
Not sure what that was. When I saw the big number 70 trying to catch a ball, I was like, well, what is this? At first, I thought maybe a tight end, but it's like, no, he's bigger than a tight end.
This could work. Nope. Good job, defense by the Cowboys. And Donovan Ezeraku again. That looked like at first he had 2 blockers out there. That could be huge. Mm-hmm. Great job by Donovan Ezeraku. Say that 10 times fast.
I'm not even going to try to say it once, sir. I'm going to let you do it.
Okay.
So you're right. Our lights out poll question for the NFL watch along says, do you think the Patriots and Bears are the 2 best teams in football as their record indicates? And you can go over it. So you have to scroll down a little bit because, the guy who runs our
there's Amon-Ra St. Brown wide up in the middle of the field. There he goes. First and goal. Huge play. Hey, his ankle looks fine. I know he had just a regular sprain, but it's been a week and he looks great.
You forget though this game is on a Thursday. It actually has been a week because they played on Thanksgiving Day. So
Amon-Ra didn't.
Well, he played for part of it, I guess.
The interior offensive line of Detroit didn't really play either in that game.
Yeah, I don't see him limping. I don't see him favoring it, anything. So,
yeah, he looks good.
Yeah, nice play. Down to the 8-yard line, first and goal.
It was scary. I mean, a lot of people thought this could be bad. He didn't come back in the game. Don't score, don't score, don't score, don't score. Oh, God. That's just that's devastating for me if that counts.
Now.
Oh, good. He's not in. Thank God.
I know we don't gamble. Okay, neither one of us gamble. But here you are doing this live with us, right? And you're like, don't score, don't score, don't score. And you're saying it for those of you who don't know because of his fantasy football stuff.
I'm against J-Mo. I'm against him. Oh, my God. He might have gotten in. No, he didn't.
No,
okay.
He's
Good call by the refs. I never said that. Good call by the refs. That's weird.
Well, I mean, that's a camera shot. So,
All right, let's golf play action pass. I'll probably give it to Gibbs, but I need a touchdown pass. Come on, golf.
yep, there it is to Gibbs,
There it is.
and he's
Touchdown,
in. So,
Detroit.
wow.
So-
and it did work out better for them. Instead of getting the safety, they got better. They got better field position, as you alluded to, and now it's 9-0 with the extra point upcoming here. So,
Well, 9-3. Yeah.
I'm sorry, 9-3. You are right. So this was the poll question. Do you think the Patriots and the Bears are the two best teams in football, as their records indicate? And the choices for you are no, neither of them are. Yes, the Bears, and no, the Patriots. Yes, the Patriots, and no, the Bears, or yes for both. And I will tell you, one of those four things, even though we've had several people vote on this and a whole lot more people look at it, one of them has no votes whatsoever. So we'll talk about that here once we get to the commercial break.
And it's 10-3 Detroit with 2:14 to go in the first quarter. Jahmyr Gibbs, fantasy owners, are very happy right now. He's having a huge game, as usual, except when he plays Green Bay. All right, let's talk about the Patriots and the Bears. They're the current number one seeds in the AFC and NFC. Patriots by themselves. Bears are actually tied. For some tiebreaker, I guess they win. So my question for you, do you think either one of them will remain the number one seed by the time the season ends? Just like the poll question. What do you think?
Ooh.
How about Patriots? Do you think they will be the number one seed in the AFC? Let's start with that.
Well, I certainly think they have a better shot at doing it than what the Bears do. The Bears are in a really rough division, as you already know. I mean, you've got Detroit, you've got Green Bay, just in that division alone, never mind, and on that side of everything.
You have JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, I know. You've done a really good breakdown for him twice this week on your channel, by the way. What's your channel so that you can plug that real quick? Why not, right?
I can't believe I haven't shamelessly plugged it yet.
I know.
It's at Football with Cheese. Cheese is spelled Cheez. You can also follow me on X at Football Cheese, basically without the with. Yeah, New England right now is 11-2. They're in first place. Denver at 10-2 is the second, and no one else is within 2 games. In fact, they're 2.5 games ahead of third place. Jacksonville 8-4, Chargers, Colts 8-4, Bills 8-4, and so on. So,
but I really don't believe in any of those 8-4 games that they can go from 8-4 to where they need to be to overtake the Patriots. I guess the only team that I would say I would give a shot to overtaking them is Denver.
Okay, so who do you think wins the AFC?
Ooh,
Denver or
yeah, so the Patriots or Denver, right? Because you're cutting out a little bit there. So I'll go with Denver.
Patriots. Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah,
that's fine. So
I'm
I'll say Denver's going to come back, and I'll take
one.
Denver in that division.
I believe in New England because even though their schedule's been easy, they've been blowing people out. Okay, and the Bears are in first place. Do you think they will stay? And if not, who wins the NFC?
Well, give me the people who are close to them. Let me set it up for me.
That might help. So they're 9-3. So are the Rams. So are the Seahawks. Packers are 8-3-1. 49ers 9-4. Eagles 8-4. Buccaneers 7-5. Detroit 7-5. Dallas 6-5-1.
And I know the first one that I'm going to pick is probably people are going to say that I'm crazy. But if the Buccaneers get healthy, man, I believe in that team. The receivers that they've got, I love Baker Mayfield. They've got a really good defense. They got Todd Bowles in there, who I really respect a lot as well. I would put the Patriots up there. And as much as I don't want to say it because I didn't think they were going to be anything this year, and they've really proven me wrong, the Rams have really come out and played well. So I'm going to tell you the Bears won't do it. And you know what? I'll even put the Packers in that conversation. The Packers are pretty good as long as they can get past Matt LaFleur sometimes. But I like what the Packers do on defense, and I like what the Packers do on offense. So I would say one of those 3 teams is going to knock out Chicago before it's all said and done.
This is the time of year the Packers just turn it on. Jordan Love is just so good from Thanksgiving on. For whatever reason, every year, this is when he just plays amazing. So, yeah, Packers got a shot. Like I said, they're half game from the top, but I'm definitely not taking the Bears. I still believe in the Rams. I still think they're the most complete team in the NFC. So I still think they're going to be the number 1 seed.
All right. So they were just showing the stats on the screen if you didn't see it. So if the Cowboys win, they have a 39% chance of going to the playoffs. And if they lose, it drops all the way down to 9. So, yeah, this is a huge game for the Dallas Cowboys.
Did you see the schedules when they put them up there?
I did. I actually had them in front of me. We'll talk about that when we get Sons of Star podcast guys on here because I want to take a look at some of this stuff. But, yes, I did see those.
I'll go ahead and tell you who needs this more. Detroit needs this more after seeing their schedule.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, you were cutting out.
No, that's okay.
I definitely think Detroit needs this more. Not only one, they're at home, but they're 3 of their next 4 on the road. They're at the Rams next week, so 3 extra days. But I think Detroit needs this more than Dallas. But they both really need this to make the playoffs.
So you're the NFL guy.
Almost at the end of the first quarter.
Okay.
Yep.
You're the NFL guy a lot more than what I am. We have talked about this. Do you agree with how the NFL does this basically easy schedule for the last place teams and the really hard schedules for the teams that finish we've got it right here, right? Detroit has just a brutal schedule. They don't get a break really any of these weeks because they finished number 1 in that division last year. Do you like that? Do you not like that? Should we do some kind of compromise in between?
End of the first quarter, 10-3
do
Detroit over Dallas. Can you hear me?
I can.
Can you hear me?
Yes. I know you're not moving, but I can hear you.
Can you? Hello?
Yes. No, I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know what the issue is. I wonder if it's StreamYard, but so it's really 3 games, but 3 games is important. So give me an example. The Bears. God, I hope you can hear me because you have moved. Hello?
Yeah, you're still there. You're cutting in and out, but you're still there. You started to say, you said, give me an example, then you said the Bears, and then you cut out.
Well, it's 3 games is the difference. And you play an extra game against the other conference, right? Mm-hmm. And then you play another game against someone in another division in your conference. So like Detroit's playing, this is who they play. They're playing Tampa Bay while the Bears are playing the Saints. Okay. They're also playing the Rams next week, right?
Okay.
The Bears, actually the Bears play the 49ers because they finished last, but the Packers got the Arizona Cardinals for finishing 3rd place. That's an advantage over the Lions. Lions have to play the Rams, and the Packers did win that game. And then the extra game, the Bears, the Raiders, and they won that game. Detroit has to play the Chiefs. They lost. The Vikings have to play the Chargers, and Green Bay in a couple weeks has to go to Denver. And I don't think anyone can. Can you hear me?
No, we can still hear you. Yes, you're good. You're good.
Okay. It's not my internet today, so it's definitely not my internet. My internet's working fine, so I don't know what's going on.
We can still hear you. Go ahead, buddy. You talked about how one team's got to play the Cardinals. We heard all of it.
Oh, did you hear about when I talked about playing the AFC West?
Yes, yeah. We heard all of that. So
the Bears have taken advantage of, they get to play the Saints and they get to play the Raiders because they finished last. So to answer your question, it's only 3 games, but that's huge. 3 games can change everything. But you also at the same time don't want to say if a team's really bad, you have to play just as schedule as anyone else too. So I guess I don't really have
So you don't really have a preference as far as that goes. I think that's what he's saying. He doesn't really have a preference as far as that goes. So 2nd and 7, you got Dallas.
Did you hear me at all?
I heard you when you said you all the way up to when you said you didn't have a preference. and then you started cutting in and out. So we got at least 90% of that. I think sometimes you have such knowledge and you just start rattling everything off, and then it's just too overwhelming for everything. So it cuts you out. That's what I think it is. All right, guys. So third down. Once again, it's 14 minutes, 30 seconds left in the second quarter. Detroit is up 10-3, but Dallas is driving right at about the 50-yard line here. They need to pick up 6 yards on this third down play. And CeeDee Lamb has the ball, and he has the first down and more as he goes out of bounds. CeeDee Lamb and Carl Pickens, or not Carl Pickens. Okay, Lamb and Pickens. I said I was going to do that for the rest of the time. Carl Pickens,
your favorite Bengal of all time.
Yes, along with Jeff Blake. Are they the best receiving duo in the league? So we have another completion to number 9.
I got about I didn't catch all what you're saying.
That's okay. So CeeDee will go Lamb and Pickens. Are they the best receiving duo in the league? If not, where would you put them?
No, Cincinnati has the best duo in the league. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. That's the best duo.
And then T. Higgins is supposed to be healthy this weekend when they play in Buffalo. So both of them will have the start this weekend. So Prescott hands off. Looks like about a 4-yard gain. That'll bring up third down and 4. We're doing the watch along here, Thursday Night Football. It'd actually be third down and 3. Myself and Cheese here with you live, as you can tell, because, things keep kind of messing up a little bit for us, but we'll push right on through. We'll make sure everything gets put together. Looks like Dak is pointing out who's going to come in on the rush as he pitches the ball, trying to get the edge, runs into his own man, does pick up the first down, though.
3.
Third and 3.
I like that call on 3rd and 3. If it was 3rd and 5, that would have been a bad call. But I like the running play on 3rd and 3 there, because you're going to go for it anyway. And if it's 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5, I wouldn't have done that. But 3rd and 3, if he gets 1 or 2 yards, you're going to go for 4th down anyway. So I like the call there, and it worked.
Okay. Wow, he almost lost the ball. They're showing it on the replay there on a slow-mo. He almost lost the ball. So it's 1st and 10. They are on Dallas's 26. Dak rolls out. Big play out to the side.
A heck of a catch by Schoonebaker. Oh, it's Spanford. Never mind.
Yeah, I was going to say it's Spanford, I believe. Yeah.
All the tight ends look alike.
Especially when they all got a bunch of letters on their back.
Great catch. That's a heck of a catch. He was being hit as he caught it.
What do you think about that? I'm watching the center right at the moment right there. You've got me to where I'm watching different players on different plays and stuff like that, how he kind of moved the ball a little bit. What is your interpretation of the rule how much do they have to move the ball in order for it to be a penalty?
I think you can't move it forward, but you can move it backward. I could be wrong, but I think you can get a penalty for moving it forward, because then it could maybe put someone off sides. So I think you're allowed to move it, though, backward, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
Got the first down on a QB sneak by Dak Prescott.
They got the first down. 10 minutes, 35 seconds left here in the first half. We will be joined by Sons of Star podcast, Cowboy Reggie and his son Dallas, both huge Dallas Cowboy fans, and they will join us at the half. I'm not sure how long Cowboy Reggie will stay on, because he writes articles and takes notes the entire game, stuff like that. So he may just stay on for the actual half, but I believe Dallas is going to try to stay on with us a little longer so we can –
No flag there. Flournoy, intended receiver in the end zone. Oh, Brian Branch comes up limping. They can't afford to lose him. Oh, my gosh. No, he's one of the best defensive backs in the game. I don't think there's any defensive back that can play outside corner, slot corner, and safety.
He can, though, and he does all of them well, actually. Oh.
Yeah.
We were thinking about a fumble there. It doesn't look like it was.
Seeing Detroit, they're a dirty team. Yeah. Well, you notice Detroit, they like to hit you late. They're kind of a dirty team. Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, Jack Campbell, they're all really dirty players. This is who Detroit is.
All right. 14 plays so far in this particular drive. They've taken 7 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock and 55 yards of total offense for Dallas. It is 3rd and 10 now on the Detroit Lions 16-yard line. Time clock is at 2. There they go. They got it off. And Dak Prescott was a sitting duck.
And the backup left tackle just got absolutely destroyed. Well, when I say Tyler Guyton's not very good, with backup's not very good either at left tackle. I think it's Thomas.
Thomas. Yep. That was terrible technique.
It is Thomas. Yeah. It looked like he was almost worried about a blitz somewhere else. I don't know what. I don't understand that.
Ooh.
Muhammad,
that's the epitome of just sneaking one in right there. So Dallas did get the field goal, 10-6. 9 minutes, 23 seconds left.
And I really needed him to miss. I really, really needed him to miss.
All right, so we've looked at the Bengals. We've looked at the Monday Night Football stuff from the football things that we did not get to do on Tuesday night because of the problems that we had with our internet and stuff connections. We're having a little bit of that here tonight, but not near as bad as what it was on Tuesday. So now that we're to another commercial, what's the next topic that we're going to cover from the things that were left over Tuesday night?
Well, are we going to look at the poll question now?
We can, of course. So you guys voted on that. I have the poll question right here. Once again, it is, do you think that the Patriots and the Bears are the two best teams in football, as their records indicate? You had no, neither. You had yes, the Bears, and no, the Patriots, or yes, the Patriots and no, the Bears. And I'll go ahead and give it away. The one that got absolutely no votes, yes for both. Yes for both got no votes. So nobody believes in both of the teams. 26% of the voters believe in the Patriots over the Bears. 5% believe in the Bears over the Patriots, and 68% believe in neither team. I know, big shock, right?
Yeah, I was I actually voted no because he didn't say. And you know if you can hear me.
I can kind of sort of hear you. You're cutting in and out, sir. All right, so I'm getting to the other poll question that we have here. We're doing one poll question. I may as well set you up for the next one that we'll do here in just a few moments. I know we put it out earlier today. We're also trying to do a pretty good job of helping some other accounts out. We're putting out their poll questions, and we're doing some stuff for them as well. You can watch a lot of different things on our social media X account, which is at All Gloves Off SM. You can simply go there and see a whole lot of stuff. So, bunch of different things we've got up. For the watch along tonight, it's the Thanksgiving game between the Cowboys and the Chiefs. Was the most watched regular season NFL game, but why is what we asked. And your choices are both teams' big fan bases, both teams' haters, because it was a standalone game, or because there were two talented teams. So we'll get to that here in just a little bit when we have Sons of Star join us shortly here. So again, it is the Thanksgiving Day game. If you didn't see, read, hear, it was the most watched game ever on a regular season game. So it was between the Cowboys and the Chiefs, of course. And we're asking why. Your choices are because of both teams' big fan bases, because both teams have their haters, and that's who watched the game, because it was a standalone game. In other words, it was the only game on at that particular time, or because it was two talented teams. So we'll get to that and a few more questions once we get Dallas and Cowboy Reggie on here, Sons of Star podcast. Looks like Goss wants to go deep. And what was that? Something happened there. That ball bounced 10 yards before it got to the receiver. So kind of almost looked like it slipped out of his hand there. So we are here with the Thursday night football game. Dallas 6, Detroit 10. Detroit has the ball. It is 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass on 1st and 10. They are on their own 29-yard line, is Detroit. And there's a flag. There's all kinds of flags. They're everywhere. And false start against the Detroit Lions. It was on Frazier, number 71. You're back with us. I can hear you a little bit, Cheese. So it's 2nd and 15. Goff in the shotgun. He gets the ball. No real pressure. Again, a shot to Gibbs. Gibbs makes another great move.
I don't know what's going on, but
get
I'm
the
just
first
barely
down.
getting anything you're saying.
I can hear you right there saying that you can't get anything that I'm saying. A pass basically down the seam to Gibbs. He makes a move, spins, and gets 8 yards on, I believe, 2nd down after the penalty. So now it's 3rd down for Detroit. They need 2 yards. So 2nd and 2. Goff throwing it up and nothing. No flag. There was some contact there, but I guess the referee didn't think there was enough contact. They did not throw the flag.
Not only was it pass interference, it looked like it was offsides on Dallas. I mean, that's too bad. Yeah, they look offsides, and it should have been pass interference.
So at least they're consistent. They're consistently.
There should have been 2 penalties on Dallas on that play. That's absolutely ridiculous. That was clear.
Especially the offside penalty.
That is clear DPI, defensive pass interference. Clear. They are totally screwing Detroit over. That's 3 calls now that have gone the Cowboy way.
I mean, I don't want to be the conspiracy theorist guy, but when you got obvious calls like that, it makes me be the conspiracy theorist guy. So Detroit punts away, fair catch by number 9 of Dallas, right on the 20-yard line.
2 on 1 play.
They're showing a Detroit fan in the crowd with his hands both out, just like, what was that? And he's certainly got a beef. And Goff is showing him on the replay, like, look at that. All right, so now we're back to another commercial, and Cheese looks like he's back with us all the way. I assume you can hear me, buddy. Maybe not. Cheese.
Yeah, heard you that time.
Okay, good. I like it when you can hear me. It makes for a better show. We got almost 100 people watching with us, though. They're going with us here and keeping up with us on this Dallas Cowboy versus Detroit Lion Thursday night football game. Of course, it's in commercial right the moment. Do we have anything else that we didn't get to on on Tuesday with the NFL notes?
No, it's just that, we were going to talk about Darius Slay. He was released by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he was by the Bills, but he's not reporting there.
Yes, according to his agent, he said something about he's going to take a few days off and see if he really wants to play football again. So
supposedly he's taking time to find.
Yeah, he's going to take some time, see if he wants to play football. His statement read something like, I appreciate the Bills picking me up and all of this, but I'm going to take a few days away from the game and see if that's really what I want to do, or if I just want to say that, this is I'm retiring or whatever. So we'll see what ends up happening with him. I don't really know if it's something personal with him that we just don't know about and haven't had the privilege of knowing what's going on with him, or something else. I don't know. It'll be interesting as the next few days unfolds. I'm sure we'll get the rest of the story. All right, Cheese, you with us, buddy? Set a few things up over here. So we're back on from the commercial break. That's a 1st and 10 for Dallas. Big throw over the middle, and he connects to CeeDee Lamb. That's a big pass play there. He put that ball right on CeeDee Lamb. Nice throw. Being guarded by Reed for Detroit. Simply looks like he's going in and then goes back out to the sideline. And he had Reed beat by 2 or 3 steps. Dak Prescott puts it right where it needs to be. Branch there jumped right at him and got Dak Prescott. They don't call it. The referee is right beside Prescott when it happened.
If that was Tom Brady, that's absolutely ridiculous. That is absolutely a penalty. He hit him right in the head.
Yeah.
But Brian Branch can get away with it, apparently. As far as Darius Slay goes, my theory is the Eagles put in a claim. He wants to join the Eagles. He played for them last year, did not want to join the Bills. So he's hoping the Bills release him and he'll just go to Philadelphia. That is what I think. That's why he's not reporting. That's my theory.
That's interesting because I did read where the Eagles did put in a claim on him. So you almost think it's maybe collusion or something, right? Hey, the Pittsburgh's going to release me. You guys make sure you put a claim in on me, and I'll go with you. And then Buffalo messes it all up.
They did, and he's not reporting there, so he's not going to play for the Bills. So it's either not play or get released, and he's probably going to ask the Bills to release him. We'll see if they do.
So Dallas is in a 2nd and 26.
Bills, I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't do it. Completion
no, because what if you end up in the Super Bowl against the Eagles? Yeah.
All right, buddy. So before our Sons of Star guys come on, I'm going to walk away from this for a second and take a much-needed restroom break. So you've got this for a couple minutes, all right?
Yeah, if people can hear me.
They can hear you. It's one of the reasons why I'm deciding to do it right now, because we're good right at the moment. I can see you, hear you, everything. All that lush hair, the whole 9 yards, buddy. All right, so give me just a second. I'm going to walk away from this for just a minute. Go ahead and
he fumbled the ball. Unbelievable. Jake Ferguson with the fumble, making my fantasy team fall even worse. More negative points for me. That's great. Wonderful. On 3rd and 26, you fumble the ball. Like, what are you doing? Protect the ball at all costs. Jake Ferguson with the fumble. Detroit ball. Right around midfield. Holding on Dan Skipper, 6 offensive linemen. Just grabs the arm, pulls it down. He's not having a good game, Dan Skipper. He's got to drop pass as well. False start on Detroit, making it 1st and 25. Isaac Tisslaw for a short game, 2nd and forever. Second 17 to be exact. Goff hits Jamison Williams. Of course he does. For a first down, 2nd 17. That's the Dallas Cowboy defense for you.
All right, buddy. It looks like you stayed on the entire time.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Impossible to know.
Well, you were good when I left. You were good when I came back. How about that? I see.
Just way too soft coverage there for Dallas on 2nd and 17. Not the best decision by Goff. He's lucky throwing a double coverage down the middle, but he goes incomplete. Not a good decision. Not sure what he was thinking there.
Well, he was being rushed there, so maybe he was thinking, I got to hurry up and get rid of the ball.
I get the Cowboys have a bad pass defense, but Jahmyr Gibbs has 3 carries with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. 3 carries. One of the best running backs in the NFL. He should have 13. So what's going on here, Detroit?
Well, I mean, even, they were just showing that. Even St. Brown's only got 3 receptions. I mean, there's your 2 best weapons right at the moment, and they've got 6 between the 2 of them.
There's the backup running back, David Montgomery. He's pretty good, too. And looks like he's going to score a touchdown. Broke a tackle. No one on my fantasy team likes to score touchdowns. Everybody else.
I sent Detroit a memo right before we came on the air. So
I made a huge mistake benching Jordan Love. I made a huge mistake. And he'll torch the Bears. He always does. But it's okay.
You didn't want to win your fantasy league anyway. I mean, you don't want to win everything you do, right? I mean,
yes, I do. Well, I haven't lost yet, but it's probably not looking good.
Well, I mean, that was just poor tackling by Dallas. That wasn't really anything special that Montgomery did besides keeping his legs churning.
They're a poor tackling team I mentioned earlier. They're not good.
And the extra point is good. 4 minutes, 24 seconds. That means that Detroit takes a 17-6 lead. Oh, and it was your buddy Ferguson who coughed the ball up, huh?
Oh, yeah, you left. Yeah, I complained about that. Trust me. I started going, I'm losing points. I'm not gaining. I'm losing.
I'm assuming you started losing your mind when that happened.
Yeah, it is what it is. Not really. It is what it is. It's pretty much how it's gone in fantasy football.
I didn't play fantasy football this year. I
want to do a dynasty league.
Well, I mean, but I think it takes away from my enjoyment of watching the game. Sometimes I'm looking, especially, I don't know I do know what your setup is. You have 2 different TVs for your setup. I have the YouTube setup to where I can do multiple screens on one television where I can divide it into 4 and watch 4 games at once, which is usually what I do. And it seems to me, instead of me enjoying the 4 games on the screen and watching it the way I should, I start watching it because of my fantasy players. And then, I get out of sorts, and I decided I wasn't doing that this year. So I didn't play any fantasy whatsoever. Now, I will tell you that I am looking into a fantasy ordeal to where people who join us can play fantasy sports. Where I'm just starting negotiations with them, so we'll see.
I think I want to do a dynasty league where you actually keep your players. I think you're more the general manager. I think it's more, someone who's a draft analyst like me would have an advantage rather than the redrafts. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, losing Joe Burrow for most of the season. I have Jordan Love and Jared Goff. Okay, but still, it sucks when you have two players get hurt, knocked out for the year. You're pretty much done in redraft league. And Tucker Kraft, I lost Tucker Kraft for the year. It sucks. Right when he was breaking out.
And he was going to have it really looked like he was going to have a breakthrough season.
Oh, he was. And then, of course, I'm stuck with the Cowboys tight end who fumbles on every play.
Not everyone, just, at least once a game.
Every other.
No, sorry.
Yeah, no, Detroit really needed this game. They haven't been playing well. They're off to a great start, despite the refs, not being too kind to them.
Yeah, so now,
I'm going to break with that Brian Branch, Dak Prescott. No, that was it.
So, they're showing everything right at the moment with George Pickens. How bad are the Steelers watching this game, just shaking their heads, thinking, why did we do that? Why did we trade Pickens away?
It's going to go down as one of the dumbest moves of the offseason because they didn't get a ton for him. It was like a third-round pick and a swap or something. It was a player that good. Now, I remember when he was at Georgia, there were rumors that he was not a great locker room guy, made a lot of the coaches mad. He fell to the second round because of that. He was not a first-round pick. He was picked 50th, 51st, something like that, because of that. Yeah. And I think the Steelers decided we're not going to re-sign him because of that. Same thing. And so let's just get what we can for him. But they didn't get enough. And what's crazy is they could absolutely use another playmaker on offense. They need another playmaker on offense. They need a George Pickens. They need someone that can make plays for them. They only have DK Metcalf, and teams are pretty much double teaming him throughout the game. And it's really hurting because the Steelers defense just a lot of people are knocking Aaron Rodgers, but it's really not his fault. The fact the Steelers are 6-6. They don't have a good defense. They don't have enough weapons on offense.
Yeah, it's hard to be one-dimensional, right?
Yeah. Steelers, maybe they're lucky to be 6-6. They've had some games where they force a ton of turnovers, and that's how they won. They did it. Let's see. They did it to the Colts, and they did it to the Patriots. I think they beat the Colts and the Patriots this year. And they did it just forcing turnovers, winning close games. There goes CeeDee.
Yeah.
There goes CeeDee Lamb. He's so dangerous after the catch. Remember him in Oklahoma. Did the same thing.
I do remember him in Oklahoma.
Did he play with Baker or did he play with Murray? I can't remember. But just remember Oklahoma.
He played with both, right?
Or did he play for Jalen Hurts? I can't remember. Now. But I remember when Oklahoma is just, if he got the ball in the open field, you were done. He was just so good.
Even if Dallas gets down 2 or, whether it's 14, 17 points, I know they're not down that far right at the moment, but even if they do, with the receiving core that they have, they can come back really fast.
They can. The problem is, can they stop Detroit? Probably not.
Yes.
To make a comeback, you also have to stop the other team. And Dallas's defense, it wasn't going to be a great defense with Micah Parsons. Then they traded him. They were on pace to be one of the worst defenses in NFL history before they acquired Quinn Williams. It's gotten better.
So we got roughly 2 minutes as Dak Prescott
he's got
the ball.
Pass interference on DJ Reed. He grabbed the left arm of Pickens. He can only get one hand up there. 1st and goal for Dallas. DJ Reed's not having a good game.
No, but he really didn't have a choice there, right? If he doesn't do something, Pickens is going to catch that ball. So, you may as well try it and, hopefully they won't call it and that kind of thing.
It's tough to not get the call when you grab the guy's arm. He can only get one arm up there. It's just he's like literally grabs his left arm. Yeah. Repeat second down. Offsetting penalties.
Offsetting penalties. Yep. Wow. What else we got here?
Oh, legal hands to the face on Aiden Hutchinson by, guess what? Jake Ferguson, the tight end. Boy, he's having a bad game. Just when I need him to play well.
I think you're cursing people tonight, buddy.
Everyone I started fantasy is just done this week. Let's see who else is going to have bad weeks. Why don't we? Nico Collins for the Texans. He's screwed. DK Metcalf, we talked about him. No, he will do nothing. Kyron Williams, running back for the Rams, will get hurt in the first play.
Hey, stop that. We're gonna start getting hate messages, man. Calm down over there.
Somehow Denver's defense is going to get destroyed by the Raiders. Somehow.
I think that one's pretty safe.
And once again, my kicker is the Houston Texans kicker. He will miss every single one of his kicks. There we go. Against the
All right, so it is the 2-minute warning. 17-6, Detroit currently over Dallas in Detroit, playing at Ford Field. Did you happen to see the weather in Detroit? Stop yawning so much. I'm sorry I'm boring you. Did you happen to see the weather in Detroit? How nasty it was outside when Dallas landed yesterday. Did you see any of the videos on that?
I got about half of what you said. I said it landed, the weather was bad.
Yeah, did you happen to see any of the videos from the weather being bad?
I did not.
No? Yeah. From a guy who used to live in Ohio that now lives in Arizona, I was watching that video going, no. I understand why I moved now. I don't know. I don't want any part of that. No snow here.
No, definitely not.
No. So what do you have in the mug tonight, sir? Yeah, it just says coffee on it, but what do you have in the mug there, sir? Is it really coffee in the mug?
I have water. No, it's actually water.
Shouldn't it say water on the cup then?
Yeah. I don't have a mug that says water.
Oh, maybe we need to get you one. You know, it is coming up on Christmas, sir.
Go for it, Mike. You can send me a mug that says water. You might have to get it specially made. I don't.
I probably will, actually. I probably will. So, Dak Prescott has a passer rating of 105.3 with 1,641 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions in 6 games against Detroit. My question for you is, do you really look at those stats and put much stock in them? Because, you know, with 6 games, there are probably 6 different teams. They've been 6 different players. I mean, is that something you really put a lot of stock in when you're looking at games?
No, if they played each other every year, maybe, or recently, like a division game, you'd look at it. But no, I wouldn't put much stock into that. You know, Dak Prescott's got good stats. He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I mean, it's. I understand why we have the stats and all that kind of stuff.
This cruise is terrible.
I like Whitworth.
This crew is terrible. I mute the pregame and halftime. He annoys me too. I don't like any of them.
Well, today you don't have to because you and I, and we'll all be talking about it.
Yeah. Oh, the pregame, I had it muted. I mean,
nice throw and catch there by Dak to, I believe that was CeeDee Lamb.
No, Kevontae Turpin.
Oh, you are right. Yep. I'd be able to read his name on the back of his jersey if his hair wasn't hanging all over it. So Prescott tonight is 14 for 18. I believe it said 180 yards. He's floating one out there again.
He didn't have it. I think it was a mini semi-throwaway. Maybe he makes spectacular catch, but yeah, it just wasn't there.
Nah, it's one of those safe throws where you know only your guy can catch it.
Well, it looks like he did have a step, but
yeah, it looks like he did, but he had to slow down. The ball was actually underthrown. Of course, you guys can comment on us. We got over 100 people with us right now live watching this Lights Out Sports podcast watch along here of the Dallas Cowboy and Detroit Lions game.
There is a flag. It should be 3rd and 1, but there is a flag, and it's looking like it's on Dallas. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
A lot of flags in this game. It's never fun.
No. And I'm banking the way the referee is talking to Pickens, it's going to be on him. Yes.
Oh, he just grabbed the face mask. He did. Wow. I mean, Brian Schottenheimer can all he wants look annoyed, like what? But he did it.
Right? It's clear as day that he did it.
Yeah, he did it, and he turned the head the other way. So yeah.
So that's the Cowboys' 96th penalty of the season. Wow. They're trying to reach the century mark pretty early.
I wonder if the Bengals lead the league. Let's see.
Third most in the league, they said. There's another pass over the middle, CeeDee Lamb. Did not get the first down on 2nd down, so that'll bring up 3rd down. You got 1 minute and 11 seconds left in the game. It'll be 3rd and 15. There is a timeout taken by Detroit. So since there's a timeout taken, I know you're over there doing your research there a little bit. I gave the stats for Dak Prescott earlier, the games that he has played. Let me give you Goff's numbers just so we are fair to each quarterback here. Goff has a 90.5 passer rating, 1,628 passing yards, 8 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He is 3-3 against Dallas in the regular season, but he is also 1-0 against them in the postseason. Overall, what do you think Goff is? Is he more of a is he more like a the control guy that just doesn't make mistakes, or is he the air it out guy? What is Jared Goff to you, quarterback wise? How would you describe him?
He's unique. By the way, the Jaguars lead the league in penalties. Denver is 2nd, then Dallas.
Wow.
Philadelphia,
never put either of those two teams up there.
Philadelphia, Chicago, 4-5. Interesting. The least penalized team is the LA Rams, followed by the 49ers, Falcons, Buccaneers, and the Panthers. To answer your question, Jared Goff, throws the ball in time, really efficient, great pocket passer when he has no pressure. But 2 or 3, maybe 3 or 4 games a year, I'll say 2 to 4 games a year, he's just awful. Just awful throws. 2 or 3 interceptions, just looks terrible. He did it against Washington in the playoffs and cost them the game. Last year, he had a 5-interception game against Houston. They still won somehow. But that's what Goff is. He looks like an MVP candidate except for 2 to 4 games a year when he's just terrible. Sam Darnold's kind of the same way. I don't know why. But that's just who Goff is.
Okay, so I'm going to make an assumption here as I'm watching this, buddy. Okay, and he did get it. So that
got it.
Brings the total to 9. All right, so 17-9, 50 seconds left in the first half. So, Cheese, I think what it is, I don't think it's your video. I think it's your audio. Because when you get on this big rant and you're just like rattling off all this information, that's when you start to stutter. So think about it. I think maybe it's your microphone more than it is anything else. So try to talk slower if you can. I think,
but because it's the video. It's not that because it gets stuck as well when you're talking. Like you get stuck a bunch of times too. So it has nothing to do with the audio. It's just I don't know if it's something to StreamYard or what, but it just keeps getting stuck.
Okay. Well, I thought I had it, but that's okay.
No, it's not the audio.
So 17-9. Is this about where you thought it would be at the end of the first half? What were you thinking was going to happen here in the first 2 quarters of this game? And is it living up to your expectation?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Still 1-score game. With Amon-Ra St. Brown playing, I did expect Lions probably would win. We talked about that a few days ago.
Mhm.
If you weren't going to play, I would have picked the Cowboys. Yeah, I thought it'd be a little closer to this. I thought Dallas maybe have a touchdown by now, but yeah, this makes sense. We'll see how it ends. How much time? I don't see how much time's left.
50 seconds left.
Less than a minute, I think.
Yes, 50
Yeah.
seconds.
So Detroit could still score more points. They have the kind of offense that can score quickly. And there's a Monrock. Gets out of bounds.
Mm-hmm. So is this the smart way to do it? Short passes on the sideline, 5-7 seconds, get what you need to get, and then go on with your life? Or do you like it better when teams try to do like a 35 to 50-yard bomb down the center and just go for it when in situations like this?
Well, Dallas is probably going to take away the bomb. But if they're going to give you 5 yards out of bounds, take it every time. You're just going to keep, you stop the clock. 4 yards, yeah, you just take it because it didn't take much time at all. So if they're going to give you that, you take it. Wide open. Middle. There goes Gibbs. There he goes. He was down.
He was down. He still got it anyway.
Now you have to see. They only have one timeout, so that's the problem with throwing in the middle of the field. It was a good play,
right,
but
you got to clock it now.
Way too much time. Way too much time. Better get out. He did.
He did.
If not, they would have had to use their last timeout. But I believe they are in field goal range now. So
looks like it. That's a really good play by Armand St. Brown. I mean, not only did he catch the pass coming over the center, it's 2nd and 1, 17 seconds left here in the first quarter, but he was able to get out of bounds. So it looks like they're around the 45-ish from what I can see here. I'll know here a little better when they give the overhead shot here in just a second. So they're at like the 43. Goff just going to throw it away.
Yeah, it's just a throwaway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have the timeout, so you can throw it on the middle of the field or whatever. 3rd and 1. I would go try to get 7 to 10 yard play, and then call timeout with 3 seconds to go. Just get a little bit closer. Take what the defense gives you.
Okay, but if you're going to do that, aren't you going to try to go for the jugular here and go for a bomb into the end zone?
No, because the Dallas is going to take it away. They're playing kind of a prevent. You don't want to throw an interception. You want to get 3. The key is to get 3. I want to get inside the 35. That's what I want to do here.
Okay.
They're highlighting Logan Wilson. I don't know why.
Ex-Bengal Logan Wilson.
Yes.
They got on the trade deadline. So we got
like
time
you,
out.
He didn't want to live in cold weather. He's like, send me somewhere warmer. Yeah.
I don't blame him. I didn't like living in cold weather after a while either, man. Come out here and it's 100% right. You don't shovel sunshine, man. You come out here and you get done what needs to get done. I love it out here.
I hear you. I'm not a fan of cold weather either.
Well, and the great thing about being out here, I don't know how it is with you and where you're at in your climate, but if I want snow, I'll just drive 2 hours to Flagstaff and voila, I've got snow. I can go visit it and come right back to home. Oh, there's a pass interference. It's got to be. Yeah, there comes the flag.
Now you're close enough inside the 25 maybe. You can maybe take a shot at the end zone. You have 10 seconds, so you got to be quick. But more than likely, they're just going to set up for a chip shot field goal. Once again, you have to get 3. Going up 11 would be huge.
Mm-hmm. Now, how much does it matter right here as to where you're going to place it? Because your kicker likes it on the left hash or the right hash or in the center or something like that. Does that make any difference as to what's going on right now?
Possibly. It depends on the kicker. Some kickers don't care. Some like it on the left hash. Some like on the right. It just depends. If the kicker doesn't care, then like I said, I would just try to get inside the 20 here and then call timeout. No, he's going for it. The jugular. Terrible throw he had him. What a terrible pass. Isaac Tisla was wide open in the end zone. Holy crap. Savon Ravel, the rookie corner, I don't know if he fell down or what, but he was burned.
Yeah, I assume he fell because he wasn't close.
Well, they're picking on him. Yeah,
there we go. He fell.
He got the pass interference on the previous play. Rookie from East Carolina. He was a 3rd-round pick. I thought he should have gone in the 1st round, but he had an injury.
So you had him on your 1st round board?
I think I had him 25th overall. But I'm not the medical doctor, so I didn't know how bad his leg was. He missed half the season with a knee injury. So that's why he fell. But
I love all the pins in Schottenheimer's headphones there. He had like 5 or 6 pins, it looked like, in his headphones, all of different colors and everything else. So there's a good thing that, the AFC North title game.
He's got different pens. He's got markers, pencils. He's got mechanical pencils. He's got everything in there. Yeah. Here's the Jake Bates field goal, and he made it barely.
Yeah, just did.
Ooh, that was close.
There have been a lot of close field goals tonight.
Yeah. That's
all right,
big for Detroit. 11-point lead because you have to kick off in the second half. So that's big. Get that 2-score lead right before halftime. Gives you momentum too. But they could have had a touchdown.
Yeah, they could have had a touchdown. And it really could have. I don't want to say they put it away, but 4 more points is 4 more points. Do you believe a lot in this, especially in the college game? They talk about it. I believe it's like 7 minutes of the last 7 minutes of the first half and the first 7 minutes of the second half. What do you think about that? Do you believe in that a lot when people talk about it? Is that something that you prescribe or subscribe to as well?
It's important. There's no doubt about it. I think momentum is important going into the half and getting started good. We talked about the Ohio State, Michigan. Ohio State came out in the second half, went 3 and out. You weren't happy about that. So it can matter, but we see leads flip so much in football, especially in the fourth quarter. So you could be awful in that 14 minutes, but if you can come back in the fourth quarter if you hit your stride. So
yeah,
I don't think it's quite as big deal as some people make it out to be.
Cowboy Reggie and Dallas will be joining us here shortly. It is halftime. We've got some questions to give to them. I saw where Cowboy Reggie just put a tweet out, and I can see Cowboy Reggie coming up right now. He is, I can see his thumb really big. He's laughing at me. All right, buddy. Are you Cowboy? They can't hear you yet because I haven't brought you up on screen, but you give me the thumbs up when you're ready, sir. Okay, he's ready. All right, so we're going to bring Cowboy Reggie up with us. Reggie, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. Hope you all can hear me okay.
Yes, everything is good, sir.
Gotcha.
Everything is good. So myself, Mike Valentine, there's Cheese in the middle, and now we got Cowboy Reggie with us. How's everything doing over there in Cowboy land?
Well, we're settling for a lot of field goals, so we got a little bit to talk about there. But like our season, we're still alive.
Right. You are still alive. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. I'm going to give your son just a couple minutes to see if he joins us here before we get into some of the meat and potatoes of everything here that we were planning on talking about over the halftime spot there. So I know you take notes because you write for www.welikesportspc.com. What have you seen that you've liked, and what have you seen that you haven't liked so far in the first half of this game between Dallas and Detroit?
Well, there's not a whole lot to like from the Cowboys side, but, they have had 3 nice drives that they didn't finish on. So I don't believe we should be too concerned that they can't score points.
Okay.
But I don't like the way the defense has given up big plays in the middle of the field. But, anyone that's followed this team knows that our linebacking core is in disarray, and we're relying on Overshawn to come in and do a lot after coming out of a second major knee injury in the course of 3 years. So
yeah,
they're just exposing the middle of the field, which is not shocking to me. Just got to do something. And Eberflus has made some adjustments this year. Got to give him credit after I wanted him fired after like 3 weeks. So
you weren't alone.
You weren't the only one. That's true.
Yeah. Let's see if he can do what he did in Philadelphia or against Philadelphia a few weeks ago and make major adjustments in the second half. He's been able to do that. So that's my hope.
I mean, they're still there, right? They're within scoring distance. Anytime you've got CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, or not, I did it again.
And they got the kickoff coming. They're receiving the kickoff.
They get the kickoff first in the second half. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, to me, one of the biggest issues is the offensive line is not playing well. Nathan Thomas should not be on a field, and Jake Ferguson. keeps making big mistakes. He cost him that long place with him first and goal, and then he fumbled. First and goal. If he doesn't push the face of Aiden Hutchinson, I mean, he's not in this game at all.
Yeah. No, back-to-back huge penalties. I mean, and thank God for Brandon Aubrey's leg, because Fergie almost cost him, two scores there, the touchdown and the field goal. But that's just uncharacteristic of him. He's usually clutch. Very disappointed. Yeah, he really hurt us. And I got a Cowboys fan group chat that there was some choice words for Fergie after those two plays.
Well, I tell you who you can blame as to why Ferguson is having such a terrible game. You can blame the guy in the middle of this screen right now, because he decided to play him on his fantasy team today. And that's the whole reason why Ferguson's doing so bad right now.
That'll do it.
Tucker Kraft out for the year. I wouldn't have to play him if Tucker Kraft was healthy. So
yeah, that'll do it every time. I mean, I think he's just trying to do too much, right? He's just trying to be too physical or something. I don't know what he's thinking, but he's got to chill out a little bit.
It was 3rd and 26.
Yeah.
It was 3rd and 26. He was getting 4 yards. Why are you fighting for yards and getting that ball punched out?
Yeah.
Why? Just there's no reason to.
And you saw Dak come over and did this to him, like, just tuck it in, man.
Yeah. He was fighting for 1 more yard and got the ball punched out. Just terrible. And I just say this, Nathan Thomas, he needs technique work. He needs his technique at left tackle has been horrible in this game.
Before we leave the subject on Fergie, he is from Wisconsin, so I'll blame that one on you.
I'm actually not from Wisconsin. I'm from the South.
He bailed out quick.
I'm actually not from Wisconsin.
I'm not a Packer fan. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, just because he's a Packer fan, I guess he doesn't have to be from Wisconsin, right? Okay.
They do travel well, and they do have fans all over. So that was my assumption.
So we're going to have your son come on here in a few moments, and his first name is Dallas. Did you name him after the Cowboys, sir?
I did, and my wife was expecting in 95, 96, and I said, hey, what do you think if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl? We'll name the kid after the Cowboys. And she goes, what are you thinking? I said, Troy Aikman. She goes, well, what if he gets traded? I said, Jerry Jones ain't that stupid. He wouldn't trade a star player. But she convinced me that probably wasn't a good idea if he ever played on the Eagles or something. We'd be stuck with a kid that won a Super Bowl for them.
All right, so, Dallas, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go, buddy.
So we went with Dallas because you can't trade the franchise, right?
Right. So we went with Dallas, and there is Dallas right there. Now, bottom left here. So we got everybody up here with us. You got myself, Mike Valentine. You got Cheese there, top right. And then underneath him is Cowboy Reggie. And now we've got our good buddy Dallas up here. Dallas, how you been, man?
I've been good, boys. Thanks for having me on again. I know it's been a little while.
It has been, but that's all right. All right, so tell us where we can, Dallas, tell us where we can find you on your podcast, the Sons of Star podcast. Tell us how to get that.
Yeah, Sons of Star. We are at Sons of Star Pod on X. That's where we do all of our stuff. So we go live on there. We try to do that every Tuesday. So that's the best place to find us.
All right, fantastic. So we will we'll do that here. Appreciate you coming on with us. So let's go with this poll question that we've got here. So let me set up the poll question. I'll get you guys' opinions on the poll question, and then we'll find out what our fans said about the poll question. I actually got this from a post that Cowboy Reggie put up on his account a little earlier in the day, and I was like, oh, I'm going to turn that into a poll question, right? So it is the Thanksgiving Day game between Dallas and the Chiefs was the most watched regular season NFL game ever, but why? And I gave you these 4 choices. It's because both teams' big fan bases, both teams have haters and they watched them, or it was a standalone game because it was that Thanksgiving day, or is it because there were 2 talented teams playing? So was it both teams and their big fan bases, both teams' haters, the standalone game, or 2 talented teams? Reggie, I'm going to start with you. What did you pick? Because I'm sure you did this and you voted and all that good stuff. What'd you pick?
I mean, it's all of the above, basically.
Don't cop out on us, man.
The only one I don't like is I don't believe it's because it was a standalone game. Because if it was a standalone game, then the Thanksgiving Cowboys game would have been the highest watch game every year for the last 50 years. So there was something special about this game. The fan bases, obviously, you got your Swifties, you got your Chiefs fans because they're fair weather fans that won the Super Bowl. You got
So
your
we don't say
diehard.
Swifties on this show.
Well, they watch. Then you got.
I'm just shocked that
you
is.
got your diehard Chiefs fans, and then you got America's team and the largest fan base in the world. But the one thing that people didn't realize, and I might educate some of the listeners out here, is that the Kansas City Chiefs are the original Dallas Texans, and the owners of the Chiefs still live in the Dallas area. So you had that hype going as well. You got a huge following for the Chiefs and the Cowboys in the Dallas, Texas area, as well as in Kansas City. So all that combined was a perfect storm, and it's the most watched game in history.
All right. So
Regular
Cheese,
season.
I'm sorry, buddy. Cheese, let me go to you. Tell me what your opinion is on this poll question. Which one did you pick?
Both teams' big fan bases. Chiefs obviously been in 3 of the last 4 Super Bowls. Cowboys always going to get TV ratings. It's just 2 of the big teams that are going to give you TV ratings playing each other. And also Thanksgiving, there's always one relative that's going to turn the TV on. Let's watch the game. So a lot of people that don't usually watch football might have watched this game. So I think that's the main reason. And I'm so glad that they did the Chiefs. Usually the Cowboys schedule like the worst team on their schedule for this game. They used to do that for years and years. So I'm just happy it was the Chiefs this year.
Those were the good old days, man. Come on.
Conspiracy theorists in me would think that Jerry Jones is doing that to make sure he wins that game.
I mean, I would just, that's a good time to take a nap when they're playing a cupcake. But these games, you can't eat too much turkey because you don't want to fall asleep. They come down to the wire.
Right. All right, Dallas, what did you pick? Both teams' big fan bases, both teams' haters because it was a standalone game or because they were just 2 talented teams?
None of the above. I got because my man Post Malone had the halftime show.
Oh,
I think that's why
there we
people are
go.
tuned in.
I could not disagree.
Forgot about Posty, yeah.
I could not disagree. I muted that. I just muted that. I was like, no.
Come on, man. No, man. I think it's probably the fan bases. I'm surprised it was the number 1 watch regular season game. It's right in that sweet spot right after usually Thanksgiving dinner or before dinner. I don't know how people eat around the world. I had mine pretty late this year, but usually it's like that kind of early. So it's like a 4:30 kickoff Eastern time, 3:30 Central. Seems like the perfect time. But yeah, I mean, the Chiefs are on the ropes. It was a good game. The Cowboys luckily had been playing some good ball. Mahomes has only played the Cowboys. There was only his second time. He's got the tie to Texas Tech. So it's like Cowboy Red said, there's a lot of, turnover there with fan bases. But yeah, man, I think the Chiefs are they're popular. They kind of became America's team the past few years. That always ebbs and flows with how successful these franchises are. Everyone likes to say they're a dedicated fan, but there's a lot, like the majority of fans honestly out there are bandwagon fans. So you got the people that are crazy enough to cheer for the Cowboys no matter what, like Cowboy Reg and I, and then you got all these fans trying to hang on to the glory days of the Chiefs, even though the franchise is dead for the next foreseeable future.
Dead, he called it. Wow.
They killed him, man. Dallas put him out. They're done.
No, you might be right.
What about Detroit? Is Detroit going to put Dallas out tonight?
I think the Cowboys can lose one more game. This, you don't want it to be this game, but I think 10-5 or 10-6-1. I don't know how that doesn't get you in the playoffs. Maybe it won't, but I think they can lose one more game. I hate it to be this one, but after 10-day rest after this game, they can realistically win out. So I don't think they're dead yet if they lose.
And it's like Cheese is saying, it's because the rest of their schedule is relatively easy, right?
Yes, they can win out. They should win out. They'll be favored in the rest of the games.
All right.
Vegas will favor them.
Yeah, let's go over the poll question real quick and see what everybody else said. So you got 12% that agreed with a lot of you guys saying it wasn't just because it was a standalone game. I only got 12% of the vote. 23% got 2 of them, both haters teams, and because they were 2 talented teams, that both of those got 23%, and that left the 42% to say both teams' big fan bases was why
All right.
the majority of our fans thought that they got that. Let's talk about Jason Garrett for a second. He used to be the coach for the Dallas Cowboys. It looks like he's going to finalize a 5-year deal to become the new head football coach at North Texas. Dallas, I'm going to start with you here on this one. What do you think about Jason Garrett's time with Dallas, and will that be a good move for North Texas?
Yeah, I think he'll be a good college coach. North Texas is a team coming out of the American where, they were good this year. They kind of fell apart down the stretch, but they put some teams together now with the current. I don't know how long these rules will last with the gong show that is the college football playoff right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how long they'll continue to let these group of 5 teams in. I kind of have a feeling they're going to come up with some stipulations with maybe a ranking qualification. But all that set aside, that's a school where he can go. I'm sure he can recruit, especially in Texas with all his ties. I thought he was going to Oklahoma a few years ago when he was leaving the NFL. That didn't happen. But yeah, I think he'll do fine as a college coach. I'm just excited to see him off of television. I think he's probably one of the worst TV personalities I've ever seen. The guy's like an absolute robot. I didn't think you could be more cheesy than he was as a head coach, and he proved me wrong. I cannot believe he's lasted as long as he has
He went
on
to
NBC.
Princeton.
He's definitely got some. Yeah, man, he's got some dirt on the producers at NBC because that guy is brutal to watch, and that's coming from a Cowboys fan. So. I mean, it was his time to go in Dallas, and this is, I'm glad he's going back to football because that way, I only have to see him like whenever I turn on a Thursday night American game, which is very rare.
Right.
Once a year, maybe.
All right, Cheese. So you're the big draft analyst there. Is he taking over a good program there in North Texas as far as getting people to the NFL?
It's tough to say how many NFL prospects they have. I'd have to really go back and look at it. I only watched them play once this year, so it's to be determined. We already have a touchdown by the Lions on the first play from scrimmage in the second half. Looks like Derek Barnes had a defensive touchdown.
Well, instead of going back to the game, I might just stay right here for a while. Then
it was tipped, and then
let's keep talking college football. Go on.
Right off.
Wasn't a touchdown.
Pickens. Oh no, he didn't score. Okay. He did.
Oh man, that's who dropped it.
Still. Oh, that's brutal. Right off Pickens.
Yeah.
It hit Pickens right in the chest, it looked like.
Oh, that'll be Dak's fault in the media. Don't worry. That's Dak. That's on Dak.
That's just
so. Yeah, I know it's hard to say with the programs that Garrett's going to take over. Let's try to go back to that for a second and give you guys a chance to recover here. So it looks like Detroit's on the 19-yard line at Dallas here. You're going to get a pass completed to Montgomery. He's going to go out of bounds for a 3 or 4 yard gain. So I understand that it's really hard to figure out, can North Texas continue to produce quality NFL players? But so maybe I'll ask it this way. Do you think Garrett can affect that to where they can get more NFL players from North Texas?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, he's a still, I would say, well-respected name in the NFL. I mean, he didn't do anything fantastic in Dallas, but he had some really good seasons, and he definitely kept the franchise afloat. Made some playoff runs and some great regular seasons. So yeah, I think so. I think whenever you have a guy that has that experience in the NFL, that helps him. He still has a lot of connections in the NFL, so I think that'll help him with recruiting. I mean, especially in the American, who's going to have the experience that he has in that conference?
Yeah, they have a lot of like the SEC and everything has pretty much taken all of the coaches out of those lower conferences this year. They've hired them all, so that's like a clean slate down there. Cowboy Reggie, what did you think about Garrett's time in Dallas? What kind of grade would you give him? And are you glad that he is not a Dallas coach anymore?
Yeah, that was a lot of years of suffering. You listen to Pittsburgh Steelers fans right now talk about Tomlin is the 9-8 coach every year. We're sick of
Mhm.
it. We're done. That's exactly what we went through, but it was 16 games, so it was 8-8 every year. He literally went 8-8 3 years in a row. No team has ever done that in the history of the NFL. Jason Garrett holds that record, 3 consecutive 8-8 seasons.
Okay.
Can't fire a guy, right? Because he come down to the last game of the year, they win it, they're 9-7, they're in the wild card, they lose it, they go 8-8, and you go back next year and do it again. He did that 3 years in a row. So I have very little good things to say about him, except for his Thanksgiving Day performance against Green Bay back in '95 or whenever that was. That was a good memory. The other thing I'll say as a Notre Dame Irish football fan is thank God he's going to coach somewhere and we don't have to listen to his moronic commentating during the Notre Dame game. Because I don't know how Dallas missed that point.
It's very true.
We talk about seeing him on NBC Sunday Night Football when the Cowboys are on. We also
I said
we
I
had-
know I said NBC as a whole. I didn't
Yeah,
say anything
yeah.
about Sunday Night Football.
But we've had situations where he has commentated the Saturday game with Notre Dame and then turn around Sunday game with the Cowboys, and we're texting each other like, "Do we
2 straight
really have
days of
to?
Garrett.
We have to suffer through this clown 2 days in a row?" And he does literally look like a clown. I'll end at that.
Oh man,
All
come
right.
on,
So,
man.
one of the big things that I know the two of you are really high on right at the moment, because I actually listened to your podcast where you had it on Tuesday. And I even heard Dallas say he couldn't find the stat on it. I looked it up and was in the same boat. I was trying to find the stat too. When's the last time that a team beat the last 2 Super Bowl winners in back-to-back games, right? Like Dallas just did. They beat Philadelphia and they turned around and beat Kansas City as well. So, Cheese, I'm going to ask this to you. Dallas is 6-5-1, depending on the outcome of this game, which doesn't look great right at the moment. And Philadelphia is 8-4. Can Dallas come back and win this division, or do they have to try to bank themselves on a wild card to get into the playoffs? Cheese.
I think he's been freezing up.
Uh-oh.
There he is.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm going to just take a break because it's freezing up and restart. I'm just going to take a
that's
little
fine.
break here.
All right, not a problem.
I barely
I
heard
can hang
anything
out with
of
the
what
other
you
two
guys
gentlemen.
said
We're good
the
with
last,
that.
like 5 minutes.
Okay. Sounds good, bud.
Okay.
I'll put you back
Okay.
on. Just go ahead and reboot yourself, and I'll stick you back up on the screen here in a minute. All right, sounds good. So, Reggie, Dallas, do you guys think that your Cowboys can actually come back? Here's a nice run. Do you guys think that your Cowboys can come back and actually win this division, or are they going to have to get in with a wild card?
I think wild card, if this result sticks right now, is dead. I think regardless, it's dead. I think their only hope is the division. I think tonight really hurts. I think it does. I think it takes a lot of pressure off Philly. This game is nowhere close to over, though. Let me say that. I mean, there's Cowboys
true.
driving here, but Philly's got LA. Sounds like Herbert's banged up. I think he's going to play, but it's going to be a tough run. I think their only hope is the division, and they're going to have to hope for Philly to go 2-4, I guess, to finish the season, which is a big ask, and tie him at 10 wins.
Holding penalty on Reed for the Detroit Lions right there. So Reg, I'm gonna do a little bit of a different question to you. So here's the rest of Dallas's schedule. We talked about this earlier, right? So the Vikings come to Dallas next, and then the Chargers come to Dallas, as Dallas just mentioned. How many times am I going to say Dallas in this sentence? Then the Cowboys are at Washington, and then the Cowboys are at the Giants. So they play the Vikings, Chargers, and Washington, and the Giants. You said earlier they're going to be favored in all 4 of those games. How many of those games can they win? How many of those games should they win?
They got to win all 4 now. I mean, if this result stands, they got to win all 4, and they should win all 4. And let me add, hopefully I don't sound too arrogant or conceited, those are 4 home games. Every time they go to Washington, that stadium is blue. And every time they go to New York, they win. So, I mean, those are 4 home games. So they should go 4-0. But, tonight is concerning. They got to at least come back, compete at the end of this game to say, hey, we're a playoff team. Let's win these next 4 games. if they get blown out in this game, I think they're done.
Well, there goes
I
CeeDee
think-
Lamb off the field right now.
Yeah, that's not good.
There's
Yeah,
that
it's not. I
shoulder
mean, he's
again.
on his own power, but yeah.
Yeah, he
all
plays
right.
through that shoulder. He plays through it, but that's not good.
Oof.
So here's the Eagles'
Yeah, look
record,
bad.
Dallas. I don't know if you know what the Eagles' next 4 games are, but let me give them to you. Tell me how many of these
Yeah.
games you think, or how the Eagles are going to do in these next 4 games. All right. So
Okay.
it's the Vegas Raiders come to Philadelphia and play. Then the Eagles go to Washington. Then the Eagles go to Buffalo and play the Bills. And then Washington comes to the Eagles. So 2 games with Washington, 1 game with Buffalo, 1 game with the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean the
How many of those
Raiders
games are they gonna win?
is definitely a. Well, they'll beat the Raiders. And,
Mhm.
I think they could definitely sweep Washington. I think as the Cowboys hope they can split. Maybe with Jane Daniels coming back, they do I mean, the Eagles have always kind of. They will struggle with the NFC East teams.
They will.
Even when they're really good. We saw that earlier this season when they lost to the Giants just inexplainably. And Buffalo on the road, I think Buffalo squeaks it out. I mean, Buffalo's going to continue to have to fight for, I don't know if their division is even in reach at this point with how good the
be
Patriots
fighting
are.
for a seed.
They're going to have to fight for a wild card
Right.
spot, which
Yeah,
is crazy.
All right. Now let me.
Yeah,
let me
I know
interrupt you
last
for-
time I checked, they were a 7 seed.
So it looks like they're going to go for it here. Is this the right call? 4th and 5. You're down on like your 11, the opponent's 11, 12-yard line. You're down 27-9. Is this a field goal spot, or is this a go for it and cross your fingers and hope we make it?
You
I
got to
mean,
go.
you
I mean,
Yeah, you can't
kick a
settle
field
for
goal.
field goals.
Well, it's 2 possessions, but
Yeah,
that's
but you
15
got
points
3
with how
red
this game's
zone-
going.
You got 3 good drives that you settle for field goals, and
Oh, what happened there? Did he pass that ball off? It looked like Pickens handed the ball off to Smith.
I'm not able to see it right now.
I'm sorry, sir.
I'm following on the play-by-play here, but I can't. It's slightly behind you guys, I think. So I haven't got that. So
So
what's
hang
the call?
on. They're showing the replay. There's Pickens. He's got the ball. It
He
never
dropped
touches the. Oh, it comes out. The ball comes out. Smith recovers it and then goes into the. That's a touchdown for Dallas.
All right. I hope you're right.
Can't advance. I thought you can't
But they're
advance the
not
ball,
giving
though.
it to him.
No, they're going to give it. It's my screen is saying 1st and goal at the 2 for Cowboys.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. Okay, now it looks like they're going to review this.
Okay.
I think he's down there. Looks like his hand's down.
This is interesting.
He
No,
didn't
they are
advance.
not going to review it. They're
No, I
gonna
think
go
it should
right.
be 1st and goal.
Yeah,
It
that's
should be
what they're
1st and
saying.
goal on like the inch. Yeah, you can't advance it. So whenever
They're
he
saying at the 2.
At the
Right.
2. 1st and goal on the 2. There's the first run, and Williams is closer, but not in the end zone. So, yeah,
They've tried to run Williams all night. I give them credit for trying, but that offensive line is it. What are we looking at here? 3 games in 14 days for the Cowboys, and I think the offensive line is looking tired.
well, that's the problem with playing on Thanksgiving and doing that,
Yeah.
right?
They played a
Yeah.
Sunday, then they played a Thursday, and then they played another Thursday. You normally don't play 2 Thursdays in a row.
There's your touchdown.
All right. So, I mean,
Williams
like
just scored,
Dallas said a few minutes ago, this game is far from over. So,
and he was right.
yeah, I mean, you got to say, that fluky turnover to start the second half, it counts, but it doesn't necessarily change momentum because the offense is still moving the ball. So if the Cowboys can create a turnover, you're right back where you were when you came out at halftime. So that's what they need to do. They cannot give up another 6, but if they create a turnover or force a 3 and out or get a punt, then they're right back in the game.
Well, the good news is they've scored a touchdown. They've kicked the extra point. It's now 27-16 with 10 minutes and 41 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. The bad news is I just saw on camera where CeeDee Lamb is walking back to the locker room.
Okay, well, he's walking.
Yeah.
He's walking.
But and there's something they've done before with his shoulder. I think it comes out of socket, and they take him back there, get the pads off, pop him back in, give him an injection of cortisone, put his pads back on, and he'll be back in the next drive.
You act
That's
like it's
me.
no big deal. Like, they just
no,
take him
we've
back to
seen
the locker
this.
room, pop his shoulder back into place. And, here's
Yeah,
a
I
shot
mean-
for you. Shut up. Go out there and catch some more
Yeah.
balls.
We've seen his shoulder go out, right?
Mhm.
Dallas, you've seen it.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems to be a recurring issue now. I mean, yeah, he's really caught the injury bug. It's
Yeah.
more reasons why you got to pay Pickens. He's the
Yep.
best receiver on this team.
Absolutely, and they need to go to him more though in this game. I've been complaining about that. Like, just force the ball into Pickens. How many times do you see somebody take a ball away from George Pickens? I mean, he's going to win that battle, and he's 6 inches taller than the guys guarding him tonight.
Yeah.
I think they got to go to him more.
All right, Dallas. So you said that the Eagles would beat the Raiders. What about Washington both times? Are they going to beat Washington too?
Nice you, Dallas.
I mean, that's
Now-
good. That's
I say
what's
split.
you hope they split. I don't think they will. I mean,
I
I
do.
think, I don't know. I Cowboy Reg is very optimistic. I don't know, man.
They normally split. Even
I-
in the years they've won the Super Bowl, they split. They split. They always
Washington's really, really bad. They are really, really bad.
split. Yeah.
They're a very
but they
bad
don't.
football
Daniels
team.
comes back.
Very, very.
Yeah. And the
Very bad
problem with Jaden Daniels coming back is we got to play him too. But still, you want that split there to at least give you life, give you a chance. So I
Well, I
gotta
mean,
hope-
yeah, I obviously want it. I mean, you want it, but I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to happen because I want it.
Right. Try to
Eagles
be
will be
realistic.
favored by probably they'll be
I don't know,
10-point
they're not-
favorites at home and probably
they're not playing well, man. They're not.
a touchdown favorite on the road.
They're not playing well.
I know, I
They're
get
not-
it.
They're not playing.
I
well.
get
See,
it.
this is why their podcast, Sons of Star podcast, is so much fun. They just do this banter back and forth the entire time, right? It's like an hour of this. No, you're wrong.
do.
No, you're wrong. Shut up, Dad. Don't talk to me like that, boy. And it just goes back and forth. So
Yeah,
That's what pays the bills.
He's got a lot to learn.
he's got a lot to learn. Listen to this. What about the Bills? Do you think the Eagles can go to Buffalo and beat them with it's the next to the
It's
last
fun.
game?
No,
of the
it's a
season?
fun. I tell you,
No.
no. I'd take Buffalo in that game every time. I mean, I still like Buffalo out of the AFC, and I actually like that they've struggled. I like when, I think that's kind of what the Chiefs look like the last couple of years. They've struggled a little. I mean, last year for sure. They had their times. I like when a good team with a lot of expectations struggles a little bit in the regular season. Now, I think not winning their division that definitely hurts, but I mean, and they're a team that really could use home field advantage, but that's a team that their offense is going to travel. You clean up a few things on defense. I like the Bills a lot out of the AFC, so I think they definitely win that game, especially at home. It's going to be ice cold. Buffalo always seems to win that game, even though Philly, I don't want to talk myself into this, but Philly, that they're a kind of team that would play well in the cold because they can run the ball so well. Not as much this year though, but no, I like Buffalo in that game.
So you guys are fighting right now. Bland just came up, got Gibbs behind the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd and 15 right now for Detroit. So they're fighting. I will give Dallas that. We've got over 210 people with us right now live here on the Lights Out Sports Podcast. We've got both guys from Sons of Star on with us. That's Cowboy Reggie and Dallas. We very much appreciate them being with us right the moment. Cheese and I talk about this a lot when we do our show. And it's the whole battle between, do you want your team to continue to win and you cross your fingers and hope they get into the playoffs? Or do you want your team to just tank and try to get the best draft pick possible? My Bengals are in that situation. His Packers are not. But I'm a Bengals and Cardinals guy. My Sundays just suck right now. So, I'm on the board with both of those guys, even the Bengals right now. I wish they hadn't have brought Joe Burrow back. I was in the camp of no, make him sit out the entire rest of the season and try for a big draft pick. What do you guys think in Dallas? Reggie, I'll start with you. Would you rather them just tank and get a better draft pick, or would you rather them keep trying to win, even if there's a not real great shot? Like if they lose tonight, there's a 9% chance they make the playoffs.
So if tanking was the answer, the New York Jets would have 6 Super Bowl rings. It's not the answer, man. You got culture, you got coaches playing for their job or coaching for their jobs.
Mhm.
You got to play to win every game. I don't believe in tanking. The only time I would accept it is if it was week 17 and it was between you and one other team for the number 1 pick. Maybe I tank that game, maybe, but even then, I don't like it. So, look at the New England Patriots. How many Super Bowls did they win over a course of a decade where they were picking 32nd? So tanking's not the answer. The number 1 pick doesn't give you a ring. You don't get to hang a banner for getting the number 1 pick, or there'd be a lot of banners hanging in the Detroit Lions Stadium tonight.
Yeah, but there was some. I mean, you brought up New England. I mean, there was some crazy stuff going on. That almost that entire time they were there, that rest of that division was terrible. I mean, they just ran over Miami.
Yeah,
and
but they won Super
all
Bowls.
the other teams.
They won
Buffalo
Super
was
Bowls.
terrible
Sure.
back then. So I understand what you're saying, but there's more things that feed into it than just do we tank for the number 1 pick or do we still try to win? I think there's a few more things that enter into that equation. Dallas, what do you think? Are there a few more things that enter into that equation, or are you with Reggie saying, no, I don't want to tank, I want to win at all costs? And if they make the playoffs, great, and if they don't, I'll live with it.
Yeah, I think what the Cowboys have done really well with their acquisitions is they've kind of built, their weaknesses are not at skill positions, especially on the offensive side of the ball, and they've rebuilt their offensive line in the last few drafts. Defensively, now they skill position wise, I think what you have to target in this draft is cornerback and safety. And I think
Okay.
with tanking, you could get Caleb Downs from Ohio State. That's already out of reach. He's projected to go number 1 overall. So I look at their first round pick potentially. Dylan, I think it's Thieneman out of Oregon. They could pick up. They might be able to grab a cornerback too, like Terrell out of Clemson, AJ Harris out of Penn State. That's where I think they could focus their number 1 pick in, and they can get
Wow.
him. They can
Look
get
at
them at
Dallas
like
doing his
15 to
homework
20.
for the show. Oh, man.
He's a
Look
stat
at
boy.
you.
He's a stat boy.
I'm
on
a
the
stat
show.
guy.
Me
Yeah.
too.
But yeah, I mean, I think because of the way their team's built, that they don't have to tank to really rebuild, because you don't need a quarterback. Their running game's improved. You could pick up a running back or two. They did in Jaden Blue. He's been hurt a lot of the year, but wide receiver wise, you re-sign Pickens, you have CD. So I don't think tanking helps you. Eventually they're going to have to draft another quarterback, and maybe they do that. I think they do it next year in the draft when Dak's got 2 years left in his contract, and they probably go for a later guy and try to get lucky like they did with Dak.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, at this point, no, but it does. I will counter Cowboy Reg's point with the fact that he brought up Pittsburgh earlier, and that's a team that you could see the result of going 10-7, 9-8 year by year, making a wild card, never really fully rebuilding your team because you never had that year where you could pick up a lot of good picks. But the Cowboys what they did a really good job of too is they rebuilt their interior defensive line this year, and they did that without having to draft guys because they found that failed. They spent a high draft pick on a guy, Mozzie Smith, that is completely flopped, that is now at the Jets.
Perfect.
I'm gonna watch his kick.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna like
did he block it or just shake?
He did block it. Yeah, he blocked.
No,
that's a block.
That's the turnover I told you. That's what we need.
Man.
We need
so hey, all right, boys.
There it is.
Yeah, we got that counts as a turnover.
Yes,
yeah,
it really does. 100%.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if they showed you the picture where you were watching it, where they showed the coach over there for
James Houston
for the Lions. I don't know which person it was. 58, I think.
That's not Houston.
Cheese had the lineups in front of him. We divided stuff up, so Cheese had the lineups in front of him. I don't have the lineup for your team in front of me.
Special teams guys are tough sometimes. You
Yeah, they are. They are. But as you just said, man, they were fighting. They held them to a field goal, and then they kicked the field goal, and then they blocked the field goal. So I mean, that's like 2 or 3 wins in a row for Dallas right there, right? You hold it, you block it, and now you get the ball back. So yeah,
you're on the 42-yard line, so you're in good shape here.
Absolutely.
We just got to keep going for 6, man. You know, we got to score. We've been moving the ball the whole game. We just got to score touchdowns now instead of field goals. And this is what it's like being a Cowboys fan, brother. We go into the fourth quarter sweating. It doesn't matter who we're playing. We're always sweating in the fourth quarter.
Hey, don't talk to me about being a fan of a team that kills you, because I'm a Bengals fan. They start off every season, get really good down the stretch, and then you're like, okay, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. They're going to do it, and then they don't. So I mean, don't give me that, man. I'm a Bengals fan. All right, stop it.
That's a fact.
Well, how do you you've been asking those questions all night. How do you feel about the Bengals at this point? Because I mean, talk about a team that has to win out, but man, did they look impressive against the Ravens. And by the way, I mean, and that's it. I had the Bengals +7 all day. Thank you, Cincinnati. Nice. Easiest bet of the day. Or was it's even more than that? That spread might have been more. I think
what do you think?
But anyway,
what do you guys think? Can they beat Buffalo in Buffalo this week? Because I think this is the big game for them. If they win this game, the rest of their games are pretty easy. They play the Ravens one more time. They play Dallas, and then they play the Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals. So, I mean, that's kind of like your Dallas Cowboys schedule. Those last 4 games are pretty winnable. If they can beat Buffalo, it's kind of like you guys tonight. If you guys can beat Detroit somehow, right? Now it's – and I don't know if you saw the statistics on it. If you lose tonight, being the Dallas people, it's 9% that you'll make the playoffs. If you win, it's 39% that you'll make the playoffs. So that's a huge swing. And I think the Bengals are in the same boat. If they can beat Buffalo, now I'm okay.
Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, here you go.
I mean, I agree with those stats.
Oh, wow.
I don't know, man. That's tough. Going to Buffalo is, man, that's really tough.
And it's not even
I think you could. I don't know. The Bills have been they have been inconsistent though. They've been good at home though. 5-1 at home.
The Bills need it. They need it, and they're not gonna. Yeah, they're not. I can't see them having an off game when they're at home.
Well, nobody needs it more than the Bengals do, though. I mean, if that's what you're gonna use, right?
That's true.
Yeah, but I think the league expects. I'm not getting any conspiracy theories, but I think the league expects Buffalo to win that game. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. We won't do too many conspiracy theories, right?
I don't think the league feels that the Bengals have a realistic shot at winning the AFC, but the Bills do, and that's how things work. Dallas will disagree.
Pickens has only had 22 yards all night. That's a problem, right? For you two being Dallas guys, that's a problem. Pickens having 22 yards.
I told you at halftime they're not going to him enough.
Yeah.
Just because he's covered doesn't mean you don't throw the ball his way. That's not what kind of receiver he is. He makes contested catches, and they're not giving him any tonight.
And then it looks like holding on Dallas. They just called that.
That's what you don't need right there.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, here's your guy. We talked about him, Thomas. We talked about him earlier before Dallas. Before you came on, we were talking about Thomas, and that's
he's been a liability, and he's been so good.
Got cooked. Yeah,
he's been filling in so well all year. He started like 4 or 5 games, but
the guy he got cooked by has cooked a whole lot of players in his career too. I mean,
but and then you get Fergie trying to help, and then he's putting hands to the face. So that's a tough situation. That could cost him tonight.
2nd and 19, a great grab. I believe that's Ferguson right there.
Yeah, well, he needs.
He did something right. See,
he's that. I mean, he's very aggressive.
He had a good catch earlier too.
But sometimes you can be over aggressive. Okay?
Yeah, you just can't. You can't.
Caught it twice.
There's a few positions there. If there's one position where you can never fumble the ball, it's tight end. You can't have a tight end that fumbles. I mean, a tight end on the team is supposed to be the most reliable guy.
You're not.
I mean, if you got your
like that. Right?
How is he so wide open? Wow, there's flags everywhere. I
Laundry
can't
on
pronounce this guy's name. Help me. Who's 19? Fleury or something like that? How you
Oh.
say his name, gentlemen?
Flournoy.
Yeah, that guy.
Flournoy. Yeah, Ryan Flournoy. Southeast Missouri State
Yeah, he's been
A&T
great.
A&M Culinary School.
All right. Pass interference on Pickens of the Dallas Cowboys. That's what they're calling right now.
Well,
Oh man.
After a really good catch and run.
I don't
Oh, they're
like
getting
that.
him for the pick play.
I don't like that. Pickens with the pick. Come on.
Yeah,
They just
right.
they just wanted to call that. I'm not buying
So
it.
what do you think about that play, though, gentlemen? I mean, that one's kind of ticky tack, if you ask me. It's
don't
not
like
like
it.
we don't know what he's trying to do, right? But I think as long as you don't make it obvious
Oh,
or
yeah.
you tackle the guy, I think it's okay, right?
They run.
Well, that's why they call it a
rub.
rub. They call it a rub
Yeah.
route for a reason.
Mhm.
I mean, you're
Right.
supposed to kind of get in the guy's way and get around him. You don't actually physically run into him. That's why they call it a rub route, not a check route.
Yeah.
Okay. So then if
I mean, you
If the
got to be
receiver
very
touches him, are
careful
you
with
gonna-
that contact.
so then
This
if
is
you're the referee
Are they
and the
gonna kick
receiver
this?
touches him, you're going to throw the flag every time?
Are they going to kick this field goal?
Looks like it. Yep. Yes, they are.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
So
I
we
think
can
I'm a
call
little
it
ahead of you
position
guys, but
game.
yes, they're going to kick the field goal.
What are we talking? 63 yards, 62 yards?
That field goal is 63 yards, and he just made it.
Of course he did.
Oh my
He's
god.
27-19. Dallas.
He's butter. And what do we know about Brandon Aubrey? He went to Notre Dame, but he did not play football. He's a soccer player at Notre Dame, never played college football.
And it only clears by a few yards, but he got it, though. That's a 63-yarder that clears by about 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
we're going to
that's
commercial.
it's a one-score game now, gentlemen.
It is a one-score game now.
One-score game.
Absolutely.
It's huge.
Dallas.
That's
has-
why you don't mind kicking the field goal there, right?
Yeah, don't mind when you got a weapon like him that can make a 63
Yeah,
yarder.
I
Are you
mean-
kidding me? That's a punt for probably 20.
Pretty
24
comfortably though.
teams.
Like you said, 4 or 5
And then-
yards.
And then there's another dozen teams that probably go for it there, and there's probably only 3 or 4 teams in the league that even attempt that field goal. That's how good Brandon Aubrey's been.
Yeah, when you got a weapon like that, why not go for it, right?
He's got a
Yeah, that's the thing.
67
I mean, with those
in
types of
preseason.
field goals though, normally I would say normally field goals don't give you momentum, but 63-yard field goals do. I mean, I think that
Yeah.
gets the guys fired up.
Because
It's
if you
huge.
miss that, you're giving the other team the ball in your territory. So
Right.
that's a huge kick. For,
It's a huge swing if you miss it, right?
yeah, it's a field position kick as well as points. So it's a one-score game. I'm gonna be ducking out here in a minute to watch the fourth quarter. By the way,
Yeah,
but,
that's fine. That's no problem.
I told you I was only going to stay for halftime, but I've enjoyed my time here on the show. I appreciate you.
Oh well, no problem. I appreciate both you guys coming on with us. I mean, this was a game we kind of circled on the calendar. We're doing these watch-alongs now. I really like doing it. There's a lot of people that don't have Amazon, so they find other ways to take in these games,
Sure.
and I think this is a really good way to do it. I mean, we've got 215 people with us live right now, so we're doing really well on that. I mean, we're not doing Sons of Star podcast well. You guys have 500 people with you or whatever, but we're okay. We're trying to get half. Okay, we're just trying to get half.
Only when I can really get on Cowboy Reg's nerves when we get those good numbers.
A rant. When I get on a rant, we get more views.
Okay, all right. Well, at least you know how to get more views, right?
Well, I haven't been on a rant since we got rid of Mozzie Smith, so
Oh, well,
I don't know
you
who my next.
got to find somebody new.
Yeah, it might be Ferguson if he.
I was going to say maybe it's Ferguson. Maybe it's Ferguson.
I've already blamed the entire state of Wisconsin earlier in the show, and Cheese left because of it. So
Right? He got all upset with you, and then it just took off on us.
So Fergie might be my next public enemy number one.
And like I said, the whole reason he was doing bad tonight is because she's put him on his fantasy team right before he came on the air. So
Yeah, that started the whole process.
now
Those
I want to talk to you
Packers,
guys real quick about, I know Cowboy Reggie, you're going to go here in about 2 minutes or so, but 2 minutes of football is probably another 25 minutes. But
Could be.
Yeah. So, do you guys play fantasy football?
Yes,
And do
sir.
you think that it takes away from your enjoyment of the game because of you're trying to root for your fantasy players? Dallas, I'll start with you. What do you play? And do you think that because you're playing, it takes away from the love of your game or anything like that?
Hmm, that's a really good question. Yeah, we definitely play. Cowboy Reg and I are in the same league with some of our good friends. We have a really good time with it. Man, yeah, it is fun, but yeah, I think it makes it hard as a fan of a team.
Hmm.
The people I've talked to that enjoy fantasy football the most are people that don't necessarily have a strong tie to one team.
Right.
I
I
have a
agree.
coworker of mine who's like he's so into fantasy that like that's his thing. That's why he loves the entire NFL. I think
Hmm.
that's really cool, but it makes it tough for being a diehard fan of a team. Like tonight, I got Goff on my roster, Herbert as a starter, and then Jahmyr Gibbs. Obviously, I'm going to start Jahmyr Gibbs, but I didn't start Goff tonight because I just like I can't sit here and want him to have a good game, even though Herbert's hurt, and I probably should have started Goff. So I think it hurts me there. But overall enjoyment, um, yeah, that's a good point. It probably does take away a little bit because you're rooting for like weird individual stats
Right.
sometimes.
Yeah, Cheese and I were talking
But
about it earlier. I've got the YouTube thing where I can split my TV into four screens, and I tend to start watching my fantasy players instead of watching the actual game, right? So I think
sure,
sometimes
yeah.
that distracts me or detracts me. This year I didn't play fantasy football at all. I just decided, you know what, I'm going to be
Oh
a
wow.
fan and I'm going to watch a bunch of games. So, Cowboy Reggie, what about you? Do you play fantasy sports? And if so, do you think it bothers your viewing of the Dallas Cowboy games?
It was, but I think I've on to something. So the last 2 years, I've gone down to one league,
Okay.
and I have an unwritten rule: I never roster a Philadelphia Eagle, and I've enjoyed it. I can watch the games now. I only got one team. I'm only in one league, and I don't
Okay.
have any Eagles, so I enjoy it.
Well,
But
that
hey,
must
when I
be
I
was
don't
the
in
either. That's probably
when I
why.
was in
Yeah,
two or
that's probably
three
why I
leagues,
win. But
you get two or three leagues going, and there's just too much going on, and all of a sudden you're distracted from your team,
right.
and you got guys on your team, maybe team two or team three that you don't like, and you don't like that team. It's tough. So
All right. So,
you
Cowboy,
know,
I know you said that you wanted to go because you're going to take notes for the other stuff. So, I've got Cheese in here. I know you guys can't see him, but he's back with us and ready to go.
all
So, I
right.
can take you off and replace him with yours.
Thank you,
Before you
sir.
go, Reggie, tell me where we can get you at on X and stuff. Go ahead and plug yourself, bud.
Yeah, well, on X you can catch me at Cowboy or Cowboy underscore Reg 88. So you can catch me there on X. I do daily posts, Cowboy stuff, but a lot of NFL stuff, little
Hmm.
humor mixed in. So check me out on X, and I write for We Like Sports. We Like Sports with a Z at the
Right.
end, and we do our Sons of Star podcast as well.
Right. And then, Dallas, that Sons of Star podcast is every Tuesday. Is that right, sir?
yeah, Tuesday we moved to a new time, so we're doing it a little later now. We start at about 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. So
Well, that's
Tuesday
okay.
nights, and then we like to mix in a little live shows, during games and stuff like this, do stuff like
Okay.
this. So thank you so much, Michael, for having us on. We appreciate
Hey,
it,
no
man.
problem,
Appreciate
Hopefully
man.
you,
we can
man.
get with you guys
Absolutely.
again.
All right. Sounds good, guys. I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you. And we will talk to you soon.
Thanks, Michael.
All
Hopefully,
right,
Dallas
later,
can
man.
pull this
Thanks.
out, gentlemen.
One score
Yeah,
game,
we'll see. We'll
Okay.
see.
All right. Bye, guys.
Later.
fourth quarter.
All right, Cheese. Took a little break. Probably got yourself a little something to eat. You refreshed and ready to go, buddy?
Yeah, I just hope you can hear me and I can hear you. That last 5 minutes, I couldn't hear like any of the three of you hardly at all. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but so far so good, man. We'll just cross our fingers and hope everything sticks the way it is right now.
Yeah, I restarted, so maybe that'll do something. Who knows?
Okay. That sounds fantastic, bud. So they just flashed up on the screen a few minutes ago. You're going to have Atlanta and Tampa Bay next week on Thursday Night Football. I know you're going to watch it. Would that be a game that you would look forward to, or is that a game that, like we were talking earlier, that you'd like to see them flex and give us a better game?
Flex, give a better game, but they're not going to do that with Thursday because the schedule you'd have to flex it so far in advance.
Right.
I wish that would. Honestly, they shouldn't even play Thursday games. It's not good for the players to flip from Sunday. They care about player safety. It shouldn't even play Thursday games. It's absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah,
like it
I agree.
because if it didn't play a Thursday game, they didn't play like a Monday game. They just have 10 or 11 on the 1 o'clock slate. My biggest problem is not that anything is you have a Thursday game, Sunday night, Monday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you have 9 teams playing at 1 Eastern and 3 playing at 4.
Yeah, that's stupid too.
7 and 6, spread it out.
Mm-hmm.
That is someone who covers all 32 teams. It's so frustrating trying to watch Red Zone and keep up with one game. I always try to watch one game and then Red Zone the other TV, and it's really hard. And but to answer your question, there are 3 types of people that will watch that game.
Okay.
Besides the casual fan: Falcons fans, Buccaneers fans, and Rams fans, because the Rams have the Falcons' first round pick and they want the Falcons to lose every game. The Rams may win the Super Bowl this year and get a top 5 pick because they made that trade with the Falcons. And I would love, we'll talk about this on the podcast. I'm going to bring up this topic. We're going to talk about some trades in the past. The Bears benefited from this. The Eagles have benefited from this in the past. So we're going to bring that up on Tuesday on the Lights Out podcast. So I don't want to go too into it tonight.
Okay, and I appreciate that. I tell you what, I want to say something to you. I was going to do it off air, but I'll do it right now. Here's what as a fan of your channel, right? I watch everything that you put out. I would love to see you go back and revisit some drafts, especially the ones that you have done. Like, okay, I had them picking this guy, they picked this guy instead, and because they picked that guy, this is how terrible this guy is done. Or they didn't listen to me and they picked this guy, but hey, that guy's done really well for that team, or something like that. I think it'd be a neat few segments for you to revisit a few of those teams and a few of those picks. And just talk about how, because as we were talking earlier, I know you were gone, and I don't know if you were listening to us or not on another device or anything, but we were talking about tanking, and both of them, both Cowboy Reggie and Dallas, were against their team tanking right now. So they were saying, hey, that's not a way to build a team. And if it was, then, they had to throw the Giants in there, of course, because they're the rival to them. But, they're like, hey, if tanking was the reason, then the Giants would have a ton of Super Bowls. And I agreed with them to a certain extent. But I also think we could prove, and you could prove on your show, how important the draft really is to teams as well, because it's very important to teams too.
I will do those videos in the off season.
Okay.
That's the time to do it in draft season. That's when I'll do those.
Okay.
I thought about revisiting, even going back 15, 20 years, because I've been following the draft. I watched every pick of the 1998 draft when Peyton Manning went first. I watched every pick of that draft, and I was, a kid. Anyway, I had double digit, but I was still a kid. I wasn't a wee lad.
I was still in my 40s, and you were a kid, right? That's what you're trying to say. I get it.
Oh yeah. You were late 40s.
Okay.
But those videos, I do want to do that. I love the history of the draft, and a lot of people, some of their favorite players, they don't realize how close they came to being with other teams, or trade up or trade down, or just.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a perfect example. I'll have to bring it up, but just the Lions have been one of the best teams at drafting the first round over the last 7 years. And when they drafted Jahmyr Gibbs 12th overall, and then they got, I believe it was Jack Campbell 19th in the same draft, the linebacker was having a great game. They were criticized for both picks. 2023 draft, they had David Montgomery running back. Why are you taking Jahmyr Gibbs? And then they took Jack Campbell 19th overall when most people had him in the 30s or 40s, maybe even 50s, like mid-second round pick. And they got trashed for those picks. Terrible grades by a lot of draft analysts in the media. Those have been 2 terrific picks. They're 2 of the best players in their position right now in the NFL. So you never know. When Mel Kiper gives you an A-, you might be a D-. When he gives you, a D-, you might not be in the best draft in the NFL. You just really have to revisit them. And I'm glad you brought that up. I will start doing that on my channel, revisiting drafts years later, 3 or 4 years, and say, look, they were wrong. These draft analysts that gave you an A, you had a terrible draft, and vice versa. Sometimes they're right. Just, I cannot hear you.
It's because I muted my microphone. I was doing a couple things. I didn't want all that noise to come in.
I was like, not again.
No.
Oh, is that a tie? I think he got his feet in.
I don't know.
No, I really
the
needed
ref
that
is
for
saying
fantasy
no.
purposes. I really needed that to be a catch. I'm going to lose anyway. The Cowboy kicker has 26 points. I've never seen that.
It's because he's kicked what, I believe three of them over 50 yards, right?
1 over 60. Yeah, you get more and more points per the distance. Let's see. Tate Ratledge, the rookie. Did he hold him? Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. So it didn't
Just
matter.
a little.
You can't hook around. When you hook around the neck, you're going to get called every time. You can call holding on just about every play. But when you grab around the neck, you're going to get called. Or you tackle the guy, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. All right, so what's going to go on here? I mean, we got 13 minutes and 50 seconds left in this game. Dallas cannot let Detroit score here, right?
They got to hold him at least a few.
Flipped.
They can let him score, but you can't let him get a touchdown. You got to keep it, at least 11. If they're down, let's see, what's it, 15? That's devastating because you don't even guarantee to tie with 2 touchdowns. So obviously you don't want them to score at all, but even to hold them a field goal, you're still okay. You have over 13 minutes left. And we've seen a lot of miracles in the fourth quarter this year. I still remember that Titans-Cardinals game. Oops.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that.
Hey, better draft pick.
I'm with you, especially at this point. They're already eliminated from the playoffs. Let's just lose every game.
Did you see my video? I spent about 2 days at night kind of really researching. I did analytics for all these categories, and then I looked at what teams were when I averaged them all out. Did you see I released a video earlier today?
I did not see that one. I will post that one up as soon as we're done with this, but I was doing a lot of stuff for this. I apologize, but I did not see that one today.
I'll spoil one team for you, though.
Okay, go ahead.
So what I did, you guys can check it on my channel at Football with Cheese.
Okay.
Like I said, I took all these analytical categories, offense, defense. I didn't do special teams. I did do turnover ratio, but I did all of that. And then I took the ratings on certain stats. I did a chart with all the teams and then, averaged them all out and looked at where they ranked. And the Arizona Cardinals should be at least 5-7, maybe 6-6. They are not as bad as they're not down there with other 3-9 teams. They're just not. They should be a lot better than their record. That's one of the teams. And I'll give you another team that's overachieved. Let's see. I got to try to remember. San Francisco's 9-4, and they're more like should be more like 7-6, 6-7. They have they're closer. They're not that much ahead. Only a few spots ahead of Arizona when I did all the analytics. So now Brock Purdy did miss time. They've had no Ayuk. It didn't take that into factor. Injuries. It just on the field play analytics. But
Detroit just kicked a field goal, so they're up 30-19, I believe. So then what do you attribute that to? Let's say the Arizona Cardinals, because we've got a lot of Cardinals fans with us right now. I know this is the Dallas versus Detroit, and I'm sure we have a lot of those teams fans too. But, from being out here in Arizona, I'm sure I've got a lot of people that are on the channel watching right at the moment who are those fans. I mean, so if they should be better than their record, then by the stats, that's what the players give you. Does that mean that their coaching has not been good? They've made some poor coaching decisions and stuff like that. Is that the difference in the record?
Usually coaching is a big part of it. You get out coached and if you get really out coached in games, even if you have more talent, you can lose those games. I definitely think coaching cost them the Packer game, because who decided to let Micah Parsons be single blocked 8 times that led to 3 sacks?
And a bunch of pressures.
There's 8 snaps. I rewatched the game. According to my charts, I don't know, somebody else has different. There were 8 times he was single blocked, 6 pressures, 3 sacks. And one of those sacks pretty much won them the game. Like, I think Arizona wins that game. I think they should have won that game, believe it or not. Green Bay wasn't playing well. Just that's one example. The Tennessee Titan game, it was a combination of coaching and players just being awful, everything just a disaster. But coaching's a big part of it. And some teams just don't play well in the fourth quarter for whatever reason. There's been 2 different quarterbacks used about half the year. Don't know if that's been a factor, but Arizona Cardinals, I did 4 analytics publications just to see, and if one of them was way different than the other, I just threw those out. 3 of them had the Arizona Cardinals the worst tackling defense. And when you're a bad tackling defense, fourth quarter in the clutch, when you miss a tackle, like a 3rd and 6, you miss a tackle at line of scrimmage, he runs for 10 yards. That's you got to be able to tackle well. So they've
backbreaking stuff, right?
And 2 of the publications had the Packers as the best tackling team, believe it or not. But you got to tackle well. So I think that's another factor for the Cardinals. But I really think Jonathan Gannon, I don't think he survives this, and I don't necessarily think he should.
So then if you're the GM, right, I'm glad you kind of brought that up at the end, because that's where I was going to go with this next part of it. We're just now getting back from the commercial. It is 30-19. You got 11 minutes and 45 seconds left in this game here as Dallas gets the ball. When at the end of the season, and if you can do these stats, that means anybody can do these stats, right? Not that you're, I'm not trying to discount what you're doing here, but those stats are available to anybody, right?
Yeah.
So then the general manager, shouldn't he sit down with the coaches and be like, hey, we should have won more games, and this is why we didn't win more games, and this is on you. So can't you use those numbers and those statistics and those analytics to decide whether you keep the coaches or not?
Oh, absolutely. Some teams are super analytical. Minnesota Vikings, definitely one of the most analytical teams out there. Cleveland Browns, it's not really working out, Andrew Berry, but he is very analytical, Harvard grad. Some teams aren't so much. They're trying to think of an example team. I can't really think of one offhand, but you can probably Google and find out who's the most analytical. But I think Minnesota is probably as analytical as you get. So yeah, those teams will look at that and say, look at this. Like, we're top 10 in rushing and passing efficiency. We're 26 in offensive yards per game. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, that doesn't compute, right?
It does not compute. And most of in the video, I did 5 teams, the overachieved, 5 under. Probably 6 or 7 makes sense, but there are a few that just surprised me. You'll be surprised at a team that has overachieved.
Now you've really got me wanting to watch this. So as soon as we're done here, I'm going to go. I know you've shared it with me. I just haven't shared it on the channel. I will share it on our X account. That is All Gloves Off SM on our X account. We'll share it right after we're done here with the watch along for the Dallas and Detroit Thursday night football game. Dak Prescott is throwing the ball all over the place, and there is no CeeDee Lamb. He got taken out earlier while you were taking your little sabbatical there. He had looked like a shoulder injury, was taken back to the locker room and has not come back out.
It was a concussion.
Oh, was it a concussion?
Yeah, so he's out with the concussion. He's not coming back. It's a concussion.
Okay.
So he's definitely out. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for the update. I did not see that. I appreciate that. So, they're driving down the field. They're now on the 43-yard line of Detroit now.
And what's good is they held him a field goal.
Wide open.
And now he touched it. They held him a field goal. Like I said, held him a field goal. And now we have, I don't know what happened. It's either a complete blown coverage or someone fell down.
Something. He was wide open.
Now you got to go for 2 here, fourth quarter.
Oh, see, I was getting ready to ask you that. So, yes, you would go for 2.
If this was the second quarter, no. Maybe even early third, no. But fourth quarter, yeah. So, Mika Robinson's in coverage here. He's having to be their number 2 corner because, oh, my God. Brain fart, I can't think of his name, is out for the year. Yeah, I don't know why Robertson let him go.
He doesn't get any safety. Maybe he thought there was help over the top.
Yeah, he must have thought the safety would help because he just let him go. Terrion Arnold, by the way, I just remembered it. He's their number 2 corner opposite DJ Reed. He's out probably for the year. So Meek Robinson now, Meek Robinson's now having to play corner, and he's struggling tonight.
This is a big point in this game. Can they get this 2-point conversion? Here they go.
They double teamed Hutchinson all day. All day. They should complete it.
He did get it.
Ferguson actually.
Hey, Ferguson got it for you. Look at that.
This is the game, folks. This is what I wanted. A high-scoring, close game.
There you go. So Dallas did just convert the 2-point. So 9 minutes, 52 seconds, and they're only down by 3, 30-27. Dallas has come back and made a game of this.
See how big it was holding a field goal. Now it's instead of an 8-point game, it's a 3-point game.
Yeah.
Changes it. Yeah.
Changes.
By the
it
way,
a ton.
Dak, he took the snap. He ran all his errands for the day, came back, and he still had no one near him. Great protection. And what they did is the left tackle and left guard double team Hutchinson, and no one else won. So he just stood there and stood there and stood there. So, yeah.
But you said this in the very beginning, right? You're a lot more up on this than what I am. You knew that Dallas probably couldn't stop Detroit. So you're probably not surprised that Detroit scored 30 points, but they haven't scored much in the third and fourth quarters here. Are you surprised that Detroit hasn't been able to put Dallas away?
A little bit. Their one touchdown in the second half was off a turnover. Like they basically got it inside the 15, I think.
It wasn't very far out. Yeah,
it wasn't very far. But something that Cowboy Reg said is Matt Eberflus has actually done a good job at halftime making adjustments, like he did in the Eagles game, both Eagles games, week 1, 2. If CeeDee Lamb could catch the ball, they probably sweep the Eagles. I don't know if you remember the very opening Thursday night. CeeDee Lamb just dropped 3 balls in that fourth quarter, and they lost by 4. But
yeah, I remember.
Matt Eberflus was a disastrous head coach, terrible for the Bears. But he's always been a pretty good defensive coordinator.
So let's talk about another one. We've talked about him a couple times in the past. We're at a commercial break right now, so we've got a moment to do this. What about McDaniel in Miami? Are you believing in him a little bit more and that Miami's starting to win, or are you still saying he's not a great coach and he probably needs to go somewhere and be an offensive coordinator?
I wish you'd watched the video.
So is that also on your video? All right. If you don't want to give away too much, I understand that. We want people to watch your video.
No, I do talk about McDaniel. I actually only talk about him for about, I guess, 23 seconds because I made a short out of it. So on my YouTube channel, you can watch the short. But it's unbelievable the turnaround. I am seeing a team that's giving effort. I'm seeing a team that's making mistakes and still finding a way. Tua is still throwing interceptions like crazy. And now Devon Achane's having an amazing year. Nobody talks about it.
All of a sudden they've got a running back though, right?
Oh, he is so good. He is really good. But it's more than that. Their defense has improved. I just see a team that's giving effort, that's fighting for their coach. And that is not something I was seeing early on. I'm a little surprised. So, yeah, I am coming around Mike McDaniel. We know he's a good offensive mind. That's not ever been a question. Is he a leader? Is he good at a coach? And I questioned his leadership. His press conferences still are cringe,
garbage,
weird.
But they're almost must see because they're so cringe, right? It's like a car accident on the interstate. You still got to watch.
Yeah, and I think they're playing hard for him. And right now, if I were to guess, I'd say he is retained. We went from he's guaranteed to be fired to maybe. Well, you'll see. Watch the video and watch my short.
And that's, so now is it on the
prediction about him?
Yeah. So is it on both? It's on the video and the short?
Yeah, I created a short just about him. The program I use, they suggest shorts, and they suggest that one at the top. Like, you need to make this short, put it on YouTube.
Gotcha. So Detroit got the ball. They ran it back pretty far, actually. They ran it back to like their own 42-yard line. So that's where they're at. It's 2nd and 8 right now. We've got 9 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, big return there for Detroit. That number 85, I got to look up who that is. He was giving Green Bay problems on returns. I don't know who he is, but Tom Kennedy. He is a wide receiver from Bryant. Is Bryant a college? Apparently it is Bryant.
It sounds like a high school.
Bryant.
Got to look that up now too.
University.
Right?
Private university in Rhode Island. Fun fact about Rhode Island, it's neither a road nor an island.
Maybe that's why it's spelled RHOAD. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, it's actually named after the Isle roads in Greece. But anyway, I'm full of information that is useless.
Well, that's because that's how you get all that good hair and all that stuff, right? It just fuels it there. So
yeah, my mom's gonna be happy I got a haircut. My mom's gonna be very happy I got a haircut. So
all right, Goff behind. He's a nice throw.
J-Mo once again. It's. Flag is down. This game, I just can't stand games where there's so many flags.
So many flags in this game. I'd love to know how many flags have been thrown on this game. I know it's over 20.
And the thing is, there more that should have been thrown on Dallas early. Remember those
Yeah.
plays early?
Those
Like,
two plays
yeah.
or one play with 2 fouls in the one play. Yeah.
They're looking in the
So-
secondary.
So after this is done, oh, there we go.
Legal
Dallas
hands
in
to
the
face
face mask again.
Dallas. Yeah, it's Dallas. 2 fags on Dallas. It was legal hands to the face and roughing the passer. They did both.
Wow.
They did both on that play.
Well, he
literally
did get.
Taylor Decker, the left tackle, got his face mask shoved. Is that what they called? I
Yeah,
can't.
it looks like it.
Or did they call? They roughed the passer too.
Well, he got the face mask too, so it was a blow to the head. I would assume
Yeah.
that's why they're calling the roughing the passer.
Yeah.
So here, Ryan Williams at the end of this play spins the football. Right? Should that be called like a taunting penalty or something like that, or are you okay with the receiver getting up and doing the whole point? Oh, I got a first down and all
You
this.
mean Jamison Williams?
Yeah, I didn't say his first name. I just said Williams.
Oh, okay. I did. Okay. I'm okay with spinning the ball. I mean, that's not a big deal. Like throwing the ball in the opponent's face or something.
Mhm.
I don't like that. But no, spinning. I don't care about spinning. Let him have a little fun. College, they don't let you do anything.
Right? I'm part of the fun police. I don't really like it. I'm kind of
Mike
on the
is
other
not fun. Mike is no fun. He hates fun. He wants suffering.
Yes, it's pretty much true. I mean, when you win, okay, then you can celebrate. But when you do your job, okay, I caught a ball, yay me. Man, that's what you're supposed to do. Shut up, put the ball down, and go back to the huddle. That's your job, and you're getting paid millions of. Oh man,
you must have loved Barry Sanders. Then. That's what Barry Sanders never celebrated anything. You must have loved him. He tossed the ball to the ref every time he scored.
Yep.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison Sr. Marvin Harrison Sr. Same thing. I never saw that guy celebrate anything. He never looked happy. He's one of the best receivers in NFL history.
Well, he's focused though. I mean, that's what I think that brings.
See, that's the thing. This is Dallas. Why you can't get behind Detroit? Like Jahmyr Gibbs. Like you have that running game. One of the best running backs in the NFL. That's great. You cut it to 3, but you let him go right down the field. Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. You have to keep scoring to win. He's just so good. That 2023 draft for Detroit, Jahmyr Gibbs and Jack Campbell, their 2 first-round picks. Sam Laporta and Brian Branch in the 2nd round. We're talking 4 of the best players at their position. You can argue they're all top 5 at their position.
Yep.
They had 2 first-round picks, 2 seconds. Just incredible.
Sounds like a draft you should revisit to me. That's what it sounds like.
Well, then the rest of the draft was pretty much a disaster. Hendon Hooker in the 3rd round, quarterback Tennessee. Oh God.
I remember, I thought he was going to be good. I really did.
He was a system quarterback. He was great in Josh Heupel's offense, but he was never going to be a pro quarterback. But I get why they took him because he has tools. They also took, my God, Broderick Martin, Colby Sorsdale, Antoine Green. Those were their last. Yeah. So the rest of the draft.
I don't know who any of those people are. That's probably not a good thing.
But those first 4 picks, they knocked it out of the park. And it's one of the reasons why they've been one of the best teams in the NFL for the last 3 years.
So you do a lot of the draft analyst stuff. So when you're looking at a certain team, is there a college team that you would look at and say, this team runs a pro style offense?
Well, there are a lot of teams that do and a lot of teams that don't. Like Ole Miss and Tennessee definitely do not. And now LSU will not. I think you're going to ask a different question. So, but to answer yours, Georgia definitely does. Texas does. Alabama did under Saban. I guess it's still pretty much pro offense. But you can definitely tell on some teams who are their offensive coordinators if they have NFL experience because they all bring the NFL offenses. They don't just we're going to run a college offense now. Absolutely not. But what I thought you were going to ask is like if there's a school you would like want to draft people from. I thought that's what you were going to ask. There's no school. I wouldn't say I'm going to draft from guys from just this school. Because if you do that, half of Alabama picks bust, right? But they have a lot of great players. But I would move I would do my draft board, my board,
Mhm.
1 to 200 or whatever, and every Iowa prospect, I'd move up 5 spots. Every single one. Somehow Iowa, they just don't have a lot of busts. A lot of their guys end up being great or just good players. I don't know what his Kirk Ferentz does, but I would take, a lot of their 3rd and 4th, 5th round picks end up being starters, good players.
Wow, that's
So
interesting.
I would move up Iowa players.
You're gonna make me
Just
look up some stuff after this watch along that we're doing tonight. This is really good stuff, buddy. So, I mean, what about are you? We all know that like Ohio State is supposedly wide receiver U, and you know we can't argue that fact. Is there any team that, I mean, you love the offensive line and the defensive line and stuff. Is there any team, or maybe give me your top 3 teams that are offensive line U and your top 3 teams that are defensive line U, or is there any of those teams exist now in college football?
Penn State's had some good pass rushers. I don't know defensive line overall. Penn State's had some really, really good pass rushers. Texas has had some good defensive tackles. I don't know if there's a defensive line U. Georgia, wait, if there is, it's Georgia. I just realized Georgia's had some amazing defensive lines the last 5 years. Offensive line, for a while, Wisconsin was
I'm glad you
offensive
brought them
line
up because
U.
I was going to.
Yeah, they were for a while, especially if you wanted to run the ball, power running game in the NFL.
Yeah.
You drafted Wisconsin. I'll tell you, Tanner Bortolini was like a 6th round pick a couple years ago, or a year and a half ago, to the Colts, and he's been outstanding as their center this year, replacing Ryan Kelly. I remember he worked out so well. Why is he falling in the 6th round? Wisconsin center who has like a 90% on athleticism? Like, no, it was like 98% off. Why? And he fell. So yeah, Wisconsin. If I'm thinking offensive line, I'm thinking Wisconsin. Maybe not this year, but
So earlier when Sons of Star podcast guys were with us, when Dallas and Cowboy Reggie were with us, we were talking about what Dallas needs in the draft this year, and we were talking about tanking and all of that. And I basically asked them, so if they continue to win and they pick like 16 to 20 in the draft, can they still get what they need out of the draft? So they were saying cornerback and safety help. You said yes right away. They mentioned that they thought,
safety. Okay.
Well, they mentioned that they thought that Ohio State's Caleb Downs was going to go number 1 in the draft. And I didn't really say anything. I let it go. I don't think he's going to go number 1 in the draft. Are you to that mindset, or is it?
I don't think a safety's ever gone number 1. I think the highest is like 5th, Sean Taylor and Eric Berry. I could be wrong. If anyone watching knows that a safety going higher, I'm not going to Google it.
Yeah, we've got like 230 people with us live right now, so one of them has to know the answer to that question.
But safeties, it's just not a premium position.
Is it not an important position?
It's an important position, but it's been a little devalued because so many teams play too high. You don't play single high. When you played single high, I don't know if you remember the Colts when they had Bob Sanders. Their defense, when Peyton Manning had all these bad defenses, and then he wins the Super Bowl, they finally got a safety to play. Bob Sanders, that deep safety. It can Ed Reed changed the Ravens. When you have that elite safety, it can change your whole defense because you can't. Their range, their instincts, and Sean Taylor, he died. He was like 23. He would have been one of those. He was so talented. Former Redskin. His family was invaded. And he was shot and killed. So sad, but no. First of all, Caleb Downs is incredible. Incredible prospect. I do think he's going top 10 for sure. Top 5 maybe. Depends on the need and how many quarterbacks come out. But the Cowboys, to me, still need front 7 help and offensive line help. I think they need another pass rusher because they don't have Micah Parsons, and they need an off-ball linebacker, and then they really, really good at left guard. You could almost replace anyone else on that offensive line. Well, right guard, okay. Tyler Booker, their 1st-round pick, but guard, they're good. But Cooper Beebe, center, and both tackles could be replaced. So, as you can see by that play, right tackle got completely destroyed. Terrence Steele, the right tackle. So I think
sometimes this stuff just works out, buddy.
Right. They have 2 first-round picks. So there's a lot they can do. They have their pick and they have the Packers pick. So they can move up. They can move down even more and get more picks. But if there's a specific player, if they want a safety, if they want offensive tackle, they can move in the top 10 and get them because they have those 2 first-round picks. Gives them so many options. Or sit back and just take 2 first-rounders.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to get decent players, right?
Yeah, can you imagine? Well, they won't get him. Oh God, Arvell Reese. Can you imagine them getting him? Oh my God, he would. They could really use a playmaking linebacker.
So I want to go back to, because I don't understand it. Maybe I'm not trying to insult our fans. I'll just insult myself, right? You
Okay.
said a two safety or a one safety. Tell me, when you're constructing defensive like this, when do you, like, what team would you play a two high safety, and what team would you play a single safety? And talk to me about that a little bit, buddy.
Most teams play a two high look. Detroit is playing a one high right now, a cover one. So they're playing one high. But basically what you do, a lot of teams will play cover two or cover three. Cover two,
Okay.
you have two deep safeties. We're trying to take away the big play.
Okay.
Okay. The weakness of cover two is the middle of the field. So if you have a linebacker that can drop and cover, then you're okay. If you have a Luke Kuechly, the
Okay.
Panthers
That
did
makes
that.
sense.
When the Bears had Brian Urlacher, they were fine. They had a great defense. When the Buccaneers had Derek Brooks, they had great defenses because they had a linebacker drop in coverage, because the middle of the field's what's open when you play two deep safeties. That's how you beat it. Cover three is typically one deep safety, one safety in the box, and the corners play deep, three across. So cover three, the corners
Okay.
play deep. So they don't play man. It's a zone corner scheme. So you don't need, when you play a lot of cover three, like Green Bay Packers, perfect example, they don't have a great cornerback room. You don't need a great cornerback room, but you need good safeties, because one safety is in the middle of the field, right? And one's going to play in the box. So you need good safeties, new tackling safety, and a good center fielder, a guy with range. And the Packers have good safeties. So that's basically cover two and cover three. Almost every team plays some variation of cover two or cover three. And cover three is weak in the seams, in between where the corners put the seams, not in the middle of the field, basically in between the sidelines and the middle of the field, the seams. So tight ends, usually more vulnerable at tight end. If you have a tight end that can stretch the field, like Trey McBride had a really good game against Green Bay, there's a reason. They play a lot of cover three.
Trey McBride's a really good.
He's just really
He
good.
might be one of the best tight ends right now in football. So
he's so good.
So then, if you play a team like Cincinnati that has two really good receivers, are you going to stay in two high pretty much all the time because you got both good receivers on the outsides?
Yes. So cover two, you're also going to want to play two deep safeties if they have playmakers down the field, speed receivers, they can get down the field. Yeah, like Jamar Chase can get down the field. You have to. When the Packers went to man against the Bengals, you remember that game?
Yep.
The Bengals started burning them. Yeah, the Bengals started burning them. Jamar Chase 1-on-1 versus Keyshawn Nixon. That was a disaster. They went right back to
with Joe Flacco.
That was with Joe Flacco. They went right back to zone after that. They tried it for a couple series. And yeah, if you have elite receivers, that playmakers down the field, like everyone is playing zone against Minnesota Vikings, Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson. Nobody's playing man. Nobody, and you shouldn't, because both those guys can stretch the field. So
all right, I like it. It's like a chalkboard lesson for the day. So there we go. Dallas is driving down the field. Again, even if they lose this game, they would impress me somewhat because they're driving. I mean, Dak Prescott's got over 300 yards now. They showed it earlier. He had 303, and he's done a few more passes since then. He's probably closer to 320, 325 at this point. So they're just saying, it's 300 passing yards in each of his last three games, which ties a streak in team history with our good buddy Tony Romo. So now he's tied Romo for that streak. They are on, it looks like, the 13-yard line here, and they're trying to score.
All out blitz.
Yep, all out blitz.
Yep.
He just had to throw that ball away.
And all out blitz is called cover zero, by the way. It's everyone's in man. No safety help. Good luck. You better get pressure. Yep.
But if that works so well right there, why don't you just run that the next play and the play after that? Is there a danger in doing that over and over again?
If you keep doing it, the quarterback's going to start. Yeah, without CeeDee Lamb, you're going to do it more often. But eventually the quarterback's going to hit you. The problem with doing it is you're going to hit a deep ball at some point. You're going to have one-on-one and someone's going to get beat. And the quarterback will just start chucking it deep and you're going to hit one. So you can't do it often, but when you do it seldom, a lot of times it does work. It worked there. He had to throw the ball away. It also won't work if somebody wins right away, like a quick slant. If you have a real quick hitch, quick slant called and they win, then the quarterback can just hit that real quick. So it's very risky.
Timeout there called by Detroit. So they have 2 left. Dallas still has all 3 of their timeouts as we get 3 minutes and 50 seconds here left in the game. It's a 3rd and 3 for Dallas, and they are Let's see here. Show me the field, daggone it. They're on the 13-yard line, 3rd and 3.
Now, if you don't get it, do you go for it? Yeah, you have to make it a one-score
You have
game,
to
right?
here,
Looks
yeah.
like a false start. They missed it. Look at the left tackle false
No,
start.
there's a flag that just came in again.
I think it's going to be on Detroit. I think it's going to be 1st and goal. I really needed him to catch that touchdown.
Yeah, and Branch is down in the end zone.
I think there's some kind of interference or illegal contact on Ferguson, and they can't afford to lose Branch. Like I said, Kirby Joseph, their other safety, is already out.
There goes Campbell sticking more gum in his mouth, so he's got something to bite down on.
He's keeping Big Gum in business.
He is. He
Especially-
is.
Yep, Anzalone, that's illegal contact or pass interference. The ball was there. Yeah. On linebacker, Alex Anzalone.
Okay.
Yep, look at that.
Yeah, he's got his arm wrapped around him. Yeah, and
Still
that
could have been
back
caught.
judge can see it,
Still could have been caught.
and that's who threw it. Well, of course you think it should have been caught.
Oh my God, they called
Oh.
on Ferguson. What did they call? Wait, what?
Well, I
Did he
don't know
shove
if-
him before that?
Was it offsetting penalties again?
What the heck is going on out here? Let's see.
All right, yeah, they're going to show us the replay here.
That's a horrible call. That is a horrible call. I guess they're making up for the earlier ones. Oh
I
my
mean, this
God.
Doesn't this just bring into conspiracy theory you? I mean,
Look
this
at
really
that.
does, right? This is a
that's
huge
clear-
play in this game.
It's a clear illegal contact or pass interference on Detroit.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, Schottenheimer, he should be livid. All the pens are going
He's
everywhere.
losing the ball.
What? That is horrible. This has been one of the worst officiating games, worst one since the Lions-Chiefs game. This has been horrible.
And now
Both
they're bringing
sides
out
have been
for
hurt.
the field goal.
Unbelievable. I cannot understand that. Cowboy Reg is losing his mind right now. Dallas is probably breaking things.
I guarantee they
Dallas
are.
probably broke his TV right now.
Right? Come on back, gentlemen. Come tell me.
Oh,
Tell us how this is
crap,
just
that's
terrible
bad.
against your team. Well, I can see you come on. The same link still works. Click the button and come
Boy.
on and start screaming.
Cowboy
Reggie, you
Twitter's
said
got
we get a lot of
crazy.
viewers when you do your rants. So come on, come do a rant and let's get to 500 people. All right, come on.
Brian Branch is not moving well. He's barely moving.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge loss for Detroit. He
Okay.
is a great safety and a great corner. He can do both.
So, but it's 4th and 3, and you've got Brian Branch out at least for this play. Doesn't that make a difference to you? And wouldn't you might want to go for it now that you know Branch is not going to be on this play instead of kicking this field goal at 4th and 3 inside the 10? Or I'm sorry, they're at the 13.
No, you got to take it. You got to take the one-score game. I get what you're thinking. I want to go for this. 4th and 1, I think you do. But if you don't get it, it's gone. The game's over. You got to at least cut it to one
Yeah,
score.
but Dallas can't stop Detroit. Isn't this pretty much over right now? They're kicking a field goal.
That was one of the worst calls I've seen this year.
Yeah,
No, it's
that
now
was
it's a
bad.
one-score game. Problem is they haven't stopped Detroit all night.
Right. I wonder what the over-under was on this game.
They're over.
The over's going to win at 37-30.
Yes. I don't know what it is, but it's over. Detroit has done a lot of overs this year. A lot. Because they can score a lot of points.
Yeah, and they've got a good quarterback. They got 2 good running backs, right? You've got 1 really good receiver.
One really, really good receiver and one pretty good one in Jameson Williams.
Although he's not done a lot tonight, but yeah, I agree with you. He's a above average receiver at least, right?
He actually did really well against Green Bay last week when Amon-Ra came out. He did step up and he kept him in the game. Otherwise, it really probably shouldn't have been a one-score game. But he was torching the Green Bay corners. He was. But no, and Sam Laporte is a really good tight end, but he's hurt. And we talked about him.
Mhm.
Another Iowa prospect. They got him in the second round in 2023. That was, if you go back, most drafts, tight ends are weak. It's going to be horrible this year. Horrible. But if you look at the 2023 draft, it's one of the best tight end drafts of all time. Tucker Kraft went in the 3rd round that year. Let's just put it that way. Sam Laporta went in the 2nd round. It's unbelievable. Now I'm going to have to pull it up because it was just, I'd never seen anything like it. Most drafts have 4 or 5 tight ends that could maybe start, and that one might have had 10 or 15. Yeah, Dalton Kincaid, he's for the Bills.
Yeah,
He's
Buffalo,
a starter. Michael Mayer had been disappointment with the Raiders in the second round, but then they drafted Brock Bowers, so he's a backup. Luke Schoonemaker, Cowboys, that was bad. Brenton Strange has had a good year for the Jaguars. Tucker Kraft, Darnell Washington had a good year for the Steelers.
That's a big man. Darnell Washington is a big man.
Yeah, it was just loaded. The year before, Trey McBride was the first tight end taken with the 55th pick. Only one tight end in the top 70. Just it's not a position that has been really strong in the draft the last 5 years, except for 2023.
I mean, I remember way back when, and I'm dating myself a little bit here, but I can remember when it was the fullback and it was the big tight ends that would help in their run game and stuff like that. And the NFL has gotten away from that necessarily. The tight ends don't even help anymore. So you would think that would be a little more of a value position for teams, but why is it not? What's changed in the NFL, Chiefs?
Mike misses Mark Bavaro. That's what Mike misses. Oh, that's a great question. And so a couple things. So college
another
is
good
part
return
of it.
by Detroit.
Yeah, that 85 man. I had his name again. I lost it. He was torching Green Bay.
Kennedy.
Tom Kennedy. Yeah.
Kennedy. Oh, sorry. Only the wrestling people will get that.
Part of the reason is a lot of college programs run some kind of spread. They don't have a tight end. It's wide receivers and running backs. They don't run an offense that features a tight end. So why would a tight end go there? But just maybe the system. That's not the biggest reason though.
Okay.
I think the biggest reason is if you have an athletic 245, 250 pounder, he's going to play linebacker. He's going to play pass rusher. If you have a real athletic player who's 6'5", 245 in your college program, you're going to put him at pass rusher. And I think it's offensive line is suffering the same time. I think you're putting him at defensive tackle if he's 320 pounds athletic. I think that's hurt the offensive line. So they're just not as many good tight ends. And you made a really good point. Most teams want their tight ends to more be receivers. Maybe they could chip block for a second, but not be true blockers. We want our tight ends to be able to run routes, get down the field. So they're not blocking as much as they used to. They're playing in the slot. I think you muted your microphone.
Yeah, I did. I was doing I was moving around a little bit. So it's more about the offense than it is the, helping the run game. It's more about the actual catching. And Dallas is just killing themselves right now. They simply can't stop this.
Used to be they were mainly blockers and they would catch underneath dump offs. And now maybe it's Shannon Sharp. Maybe goes back to that. I mean, I guess Kellen Winslow Sr., I didn't watch him. I was too young. I didn't exist. But once it's a huge advantage. And then Gronkowski, when you have a tight end that can stretch the field, it's a huge advantage. If you get him on a linebacker, they're done. And then Gronk is a perfect example. Linebackers could not cover him because he was faster and more athletic than they were. And safeties weren't big enough to cover him. So what are you going to do? Total mismatch. So you need your tight ends out there stretching the field. And let's see, there is a challenge. Did you see that play?
No, I wasn't paying attention to it. I was staring at you, actually. I was looking at all that hair and all that knowledge coming out of you, and I was like, yes, sir.
Watch
yes, sir.
Watch this replay. So my friend John's a Cowboys fan. He is texting me. He's not happy. Yeah, he's down. What are they
I don't
challenging?
understand what they're challenging.
Maybe he was in bounds or not? Keep the clock running? Left knee right down. Oh, inbounds challenge. Okay. So they're looking at, because if he's out of bounds, the clock would stop, but he's inbounds. He is definitely inbounds. And that's a devastating play for the Cowboys there. Absolutely devastating. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Most people thought he wouldn't play. Adam Schefter literally reported probably more likely to play next week. He should be good to go, but probably not playing this week. Not verbatim, but basically he tweeted that earlier today. So amazing.
And he has been. I mean, I don't think Detroit wins this game without him.
Probably not. He's been terrific.
So we got 1st and 10, 2 minutes, 25 seconds left in the game. Timeout taken by Dallas. They have 2 remaining. 1st and 10 for Detroit. And they are down, I believe, in the red zone.
They've got to start punishing officiating for being bad. It's just awful. Like,
yeah, that play was huge. That play is the difference between 3 points and 7 points.
Yep.
Well, probably.
Probably would have been 1st and goal. Should have been pass interference.
Well, right, but we don't know if they
there
really score.
is the
There
game.
we go.
And that'll do it. You know,
Yep.
I guess it's not technically over, but Jahmyr Gibbs fantasy owners are opening some champagne right now.
Yeah.
And not Cooks. Dom Perignon. I can't say French, but you know what I mean.
Dom Perignon.
Dom.
Yes.
There. Okay. Yeah. Not Cooks. Not Corbell. Dom.
I mean, they went they went 51 yards in 3 plays in like a minute and a half.
Oh,
Your defense just can't do that when you're trying to come back and win a game like this.
Yeah, they can't stop anything. It's been like that all year. They've been a little better the last couple of weeks since they got Quinnen Williams, but this looks like the defense for Cowboys. They just need help. And like I said, they have 2 first-round picks. I'd like to see them maybe even, depending on what their first one is, might be the middle of the first round. They'll be 6-1 after this game. But let's just say it's like pick 19, right?
Okay.
So the other one's pick 32. Just, throwing it out there. Why not, like, move back in the second round and get a first the next year? And, we're going to talk about that this Tuesday. And then just load up on picks and just draft defense. Draft like 4 defensive players the next 2 years in the first 2 rounds, and just load up on talent, because it's just a bad defense. It's funny they mentioned cornerback, safety. I would have mentioned pass rush, off ball linebacker, but they need all of it.
Yeah, they do. So the other thing that Cowboy Reggie said, and I want to get your opinion on, he said we can lose one more game and still make it to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So their remaining schedule, the Vikings come to Dallas, the Chargers come to Dallas, and we don't know about Justin Herbert with his hand, right? And then Dallas goes to Washington, and Dallas goes to the New York Giants. Can they win all 4 of those games?
Yes, they absolutely can. The Washington and Giants are in draft mode. They're both on the road, but they're both so bad. And the other games are at home. I mean, Minnesota has no quarterback. I would be shocked with 3 extra days if Dallas doesn't win that fairly easily. And here's the problem with the Chargers. Both offensive tackles are out for the year. That was supposed to be a strength.
Right.
Dallas could use a lot of pass rush, but that is really hurt the Chargers offense. So I honestly, I think they will win them. And if let's just say they do 10-6-1. You cannot make the playoffs with 9 wins this year. The NFC is too strong. 10-6-1, you have to, because they're not going to win this game.
Okay. We were like,
look, that's on Dak. That was a poor pass. He had Pickens. That was a poor pass on Dak. But okay, now I have to pull up the standings. Here's the thing, though. Detroit just won this game. They have to.
Yeah, this game's over. I mean, not technically, but yeah. Go ahead. I can still hear you a little
has
bit.
9 wins. Rams have 9 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay has 8 wins. Am I losing you?
No, I can still hear you. You're telling me who all has what wins. I got you. All right, so they're showing it on the screen, right? So Chicago has 9. Yes, I can hear you, sir. Chicago has 9. The Rams have 9. The Eagles have 8. Tampa Bay has 7. And then you've got Seattle with 9, Green Bay with 8, and San Francisco with 9. Then the 3 teams that are kind of in the hunt, like on the outside looking in, would be Detroit at 7-5, Dallas at 6-5-1, and believe it or not, Carolina at 7-6. So they've got to be able to leapfrog 1 or 2 of those teams. I guess the only one, I don't think they're going to leapfrog Seattle. What do you think about that? Can they leapfrog Seattle? Chiefs. We were going so good for so long. Yes, I can hear you.
If you said something, I did not hear it.
No, I'm waiting on you. So let me see if you can hear my question. The question is, can Dallas leapfrog Seattle? All right, so those of you who are still with us, we're down below the 2-minute warning now. Dak has just got to throw the ball. That was a terribly thrown pass to Ferguson, and now they're at 4th and 10. 1 minute, 55 seconds left in the game. I mean, I'll give Dallas the fact that they're fighting, but they fight and then they shoot themselves in the foot, and then they fight and they shoot themselves in the foot. So, Cheese, it looks like you're back with us. Can you hear me now? No?
Hello?
Yes, I got you, buddy. You said hello. I heard you.
Hello?
Yes. There's a catch over the middle, gives him the first down.
If you're talking, I can't hear a thing.
Dak is rushing them back up to the line. The refs are stopping the play for some reason. Detroit is pointing as though they got the ball. I don't think there's any way Detroit's going to get this ball. And they must be reviewing the previous play to see where he was at, with his knee down, stuff like that. So, Cheese, can you hear me, buddy? Cheese. Cheese once. Cheese twice. We were going along so well, buddy.
Can you hear me at all?
I can hear you, yes.
I can't hear.
Yes.
It's just completely locked up on my end.
So you go ahead and talk. We can hear you. So they're looking to see where his foot was at, where his knee was at. Oh man, that's close. So the call on the field is that he is short of the first down. There is a review going on right now. They're seeing if they will overturn it, and Dallas's drive will it has been reversed. So they're giving Dallas the first down. Cheese, of course, as you can see, has exited stage left. He'll probably try to come back with us like he did the last time. Not sure why that's happening so much, but we will. I mean, we have been on the air for almost 3.5 hours now, and we appreciate those of you who have stuck with us the entire time, or in the majority of the time, or maybe you came on at the half or whatever you did. Thank you very much for coming on and being with us. Let me put Cheese back up here. Can you hear me, sir? Cheese. Hello.
Hello?
Yes,
Are you there?
I am here. I can hear you, sir. I'm going to assume we can hear you. Dak Prescott over the middle, a nice throw and catch. Down the sideline, eventually goes out of bounds. Nice job. Number 9. I don't know the names of the Dallas players enough to tell you who that is, but it was number 9 on his back. They're down to 1 minute 32 seconds. Dallas does have 2 timeouts, as does Detroit.
Kevontae Turpin?
Turpin. Okay, thank you, buddy. They get right back up to the line.
Hey, Turpin.
Dak is changing the play.
What is going on?
I can hear you. Prescott throws into, I don't know, like 18 people. There's Ferguson. He comes out of it with the ball. But there was a flag on the play for like the 50th time in this game. We'll see, and we'll kind of figure out what the flag is. So the penalty was declined, still first down. It was against Detroit. Oh, okay, looks like he was being held. Yeah, absolutely. They had a hold of his shirt collar or his jersey collar. So, yeah, he was being held. They did call that on them. So now Dallas is at the 23-yard line. Back to Prescott. Prescott's being chased. He is going to be sacked back at the 29-yard line. I can't tell you exactly who it is. The last part of his name was Ward. Muhammad, it looks like. Yeah, there we go. I was wrong saying Ward, and man, Dak almost lost the ball in this. Number 96 comes right around and just buries him in the backfield. Minute 18 seconds left. I know we're having trouble with Cheese here, so I'm just going to keep right on doing play-by-play, basically. Something I've always wanted to do anyway. Not that I want to have to do it in this situation, because I want Cheese to be here with me. I love it when we do this stuff together. But I'll keep going here. Prescott is in the shotgun. He has it picked off. Oh, looks like Reed, I believe, is number 4 for the Detroit Lions. And he is laying on the ground on his back, but with the football in his grasp. We'll see if it sticks. Of course, the Dallas offense is still out there. They're showing a replay of it here. It hits the receiver right in the chest. It gets kind of ripped out by Reed, number 4. And does he get possession of it? I don't know there. That's probably going to be reviewed. Trying to put Cheese back up here with us. There he is. I'm not sure if he had possession of the ball as he went to the ground. So they did give it to Detroit. Detroit's just going to take a knee here. We've got a minute to go in this game, and it's going to be a couple knees, and this game's going to be over. So I'm not sure if Cheese is going to be able to join us again, but like I say, we got under a minute now. The clock's ticking down. This was a really good game. For those of you who are Dallas fans here right at the moment, let me try to help both teams out a little bit. If you're a Dallas fan, you can't be like upset at this game. Your team fought. Your team kept trying, especially the offense. Now, I think Dak kind of let you down at the end, but it is hard when you have to throw the ball over and over and over again, right? They're coming out onto the field. This game is going to be over. It's technically got 20-some seconds left to it, but 44-30 is going to be the final. Detroit wins. Detroit will go to 8-5, and Dallas will fall to 6-1. It will be interesting to see if what a couple of our guests have said tonight. Can Dallas afford to lose this game, win their next 4? And, those 4 games are going to be against, as I pull it up here, the Vikings, the Chargers. Those are both in Dallas. And then they go on the road in Washington and the New York Giants. If they can win those 4 games, can they still make it to the playoffs? It's going to be a really great question that we'll have to answer as the weeks go on. If you look at the Eagles' schedule, I think they have a really, really easy schedule as well. The Raiders come to them, so they should win that game. The Eagles go to Washington. I guess it will kind of depend on who their quarterback is. If they can get Jaden Daniels back at that point, then the Eagles go to Buffalo. That will be a harder game for them, obviously. And then Washington comes to Philadelphia for the last game of the season. So that's kind of the between those. Right now, Philadelphia is 8-4, so they have a 2-game lead. Is Philadelphia going to lose 2 of those last 4 games? I don't know. I don't think they're going to, right? Raiders, Washington, Buffalo, and Washington again. So I don't think Dallas can win the division. So they're going to have to get that wild card spot. And can they do it? It's going to be a great question. Should they just kind of tank, as we talked about earlier, and go for the draft picks at this point? Because they need a lot of help on defense, as they have shown. They can't stop anybody. So, that's where we're at right at the moment as far as what's going on with all of those things. So if you're a Detroit Lions fan, hey, you guys won tonight. You guys scored 44 points tonight. You distributed it well. You went with Gibbs a lot. Armon St. Brown came back and played for you. Fantastic that he did that. And I'm not sure if you win without him, but you did win, and he did play. You guys did extremely well tonight. So you got to be happy if you are if you're a Detroit Lions fan. And you really can't be too disappointed if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan. I think realistically, you probably thought you would lose this game anyway, being that it was in Detroit tonight. So we certainly thank you guys very much. We appreciate everything that you guys have been with us. Over 250 people live with us tonight on the Lights Out Sports podcast. We did the watch along for the Dallas and Detroit Thursday night football game. Thank you guys very, very much. Let's make sure that we plug everything here at the end. We do have, let me pull Battle Bites up here for you real quick. Go to fuelyourbattle.com. Use our code ALLGLOVESOFF10. That's ALLGLOVESOFF10. And you can get 10% off of your order. And not just the one order, you'll get 10% off every order every single time. All right. So once again, appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys very much for coming on board with us. This is the Lights Out Sports Podcast. Make sure you check out Cheese on his channel over on YouTube, Football with Cheese. He's got some great stuff that we'll have up on our site, on our X account here in just a few minutes at All Gloves Off SM. We'll have that posted up there for you to see. And then make sure you check out his channel for the rest of the week and upcoming. Subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to this channel. You can go to YouTube and do that. We appreciate it. We're getting ready to add some great new sponsors to this channel, to this show. And then we're working on adding some more podcasts too. So you just have one spot to go to for all kinds of great sports content. And that is here with All Gloves Out Sports Media. And as we say at the end of every broadcast, the only thing that's fair in life is a baseball hit between the third and first base lines. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all very much. Have a great rest of your night.